Oh, that's a way to roll it in there, huh?
It is. Beautiful.
Welcome back to another episode, man. I sound like I'm going through puberty right now. Of the Throttled Roots podcast, brought to you by Ventura Harley Davidson, your premier Southern California Harley Davidson dealership, located in the city of Camarillo. You guys been by there before? You guys stopped by there?
Yep.
Good dealership, man. My local one. They always got parts. They've always got a damn good selection of pre-owned bikes, and then their used inventory. They're a new inventory. That stuff just churning, man. They put out some pretty hot bikes over there, man. Hail Speed. Have you seen Hail Speed?
I haven't.
Man,
no. I follow him, but I don't really know anything about him.
Yeah, he's good supplier of some ARP bolts that he's
Okay.
got. He puts a lot of kits together where it makes it really simple for you to go, I need all the primary bolts for an M8 or a twin cam or a Blink, and he's just got them all ready to go, packaged, done, just makes it really simple for you. But he's also a machinist, so he's coming out with like some sprocket stuff. He's starting to machine like ARP parts that are not ARP looking parts, like dipstick. Like it's shaped kind of like an ARP. So if you're kind of keeping that theme sort of,
cool.
yeah. So he's coming out with some really cool shit over there, man. Hail Speed, check him out. Definitely for sure. Sponsor of the show. And of course, TM Law, our homies over there at TM. If you got an injury, you got an accident, you got anything, you got whether it's personal, work related, motorcycle related, car related. If you have a question, you have a concern, you don't know, TM has got our back, definitely going to have yours over there. And I'm just going to throw it out there, homeboy. Like, I'm excited about it, man. Like, yeah, like, if you haven't noticed, Anthony, I did already throw it up there on the, did you see it up there in the top right corner? Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I was working today. I'm like, you know what? He's coming down today, man. Let's make this official. Let's kick this off, man. So,
good
yeah, it looks good. Nice little spot right there up in the corner, man. So, we have our new sponsor, Anthony Auto Spa, and appreciate the support, man. First of all, watched your shit kind of just blossom and grow and develop, and it's always fun watching another business or just another friend rise. You know, like it's always 100%. Fun watching that grind. The triumphs and the struggles, right? It comes, does it ever, man?
For sure.
Yeah. So, thank you, man. Appreciate that, man. And on that same note, Anthony's joining us today. I'm gonna put it out there, dog. Asian.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna refer to you as Asian tonight, dog. That's the way we roll.
Okay. Stay like that.
Yeah. All right. Asian's clicking, right?
It's perfect.
It's perfect. It works, right? It works. So. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the Throttled Roots podcast. Anthony, you want to give a small or long or any introduction of little background, who you are, where you're from, any of that shit, man?
Yeah. So, I grew up in Los Angeles. I'm a Cali boy all the way through, and we moved back about 2 years ago from Kansas City.
Oh, so you left? When'd you leave?
I graduated high school, and the next day I left.
No shit.
Yeah.
What took you out of here?
Just bad friends, bad people around me.
So it's
school,
time. It was like a good move. It was like, got to get the fuck out of here type move.
Chase the girl, and then
oh shit, we all been there, man.
Married her though.
Okay, all right.
Got her.
Still.
Yep.
Okay, good. Cheers to that shit, man. Cheers to that.
Man.
I've been on the other end of it where I chased one and didn't work out that way.
Yeah, I knew she was the one. So we moved to Florida, and I moved to Florida, and that's where I really kind of fell into detailing.
Okay.
We did a lot of sports cars, a lot of retirement guys that had classic and nice luxury cars. And so we started detailing for him. And then the guy got sick that I was working for and pretty much just dumped it all on me.
Okay.
And next thing you know, the Auto Spa, which Auto Spa comes from.
That's where it generated from.
Yep. So
So what year was this then?
This was 2014.
2000, what are we, 23? Man, we're close to 10 years then.
Yeah.
We're close to 10 years. That's when you start. So you started working for somebody else?
Yeah.
In just in a detailing environment, so to speak. High-end clientele. Yeah, depending on what part of Florida, I'd imagine, there's probably some high-end clientele depending where. What city were you in?
Destin, Pensacola, Panhandle.
Don't know what's like the next closest metropolitan that the rest of us may know.
It's like the borderline of Alabama. So
no shit.
Alabama, it's like an hour from there.
Okay. So it's like the South then.
It is.
It's like South then. It's not like the Florida, like Puerto Rican Florida, like on the other, that's on the other side.
That's on the other side. It's a lot nicer and cleaner, in my opinion. But
every time you start, I would imagine, because I've gone to like different metropolitans, Seattle, Dallas, Houston, LA, of course, San Francisco. and they all have one thing in common: dirty, and they smell like piss. Like
Yeah.
that's the way it is. Yeah.
Yep.
That area is more country. It's like that country Florida type.
Yeah, so that southern. What they don't they call that the southern Bama Shore or something? I don't know. It's
Florida, Floribama.
like Floribama. There you
Yeah,
go.
it's
That's
on
what
the
it is.
border.
I've heard
of
it.
Florida and Alabama.
Okay.
And it's this bar that sits on the middle of the border, and it's one side's Florida and Florida, one side's Alabama.
Oh, no
so they call
shit.
it Floribama. So they have like by Orange Beach, and they have like Gulf Shores, and they have a bunch of country artists and stuff like that there.
That's
And
pretty
it's
cool.
It's a pretty cool bar.
A bar that's split down the middle, huh?
Yep.
Wow. So you can just walk from one side to the other. Like
Yeah,
I just
so-
crossed state lines.
Exactly. It's cool because on one side they have Florida Gator flag, and the other side they got Roll Tide.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a good mutual ground. There's a lot of cool things. There's a beautiful ride that goes all the way down the coast.
And that's unique because how many, I mean, you're going to find that in place. You're going to find that opportunity in places, but you're not going to find something
Right.
like that. That's
Right.
like right on the shore. That's pretty cool. I've never heard
Yeah.
of that stuff. All
Yeah,
this
it's cool.
time I've been kicking dirt around on this earth. I never heard of that bar with.
Yeah, I
Well-
didn't either until you get there and you realize, oh wow,
Okay.
pretty
So you can like roll your boats up to it and shit like that.
Yep.
It's right out. Okay.
and it's right on the water, and then there's the boat access, and there's also like a car access. But there's a lot of bikes and stuff, and cops just chill right there because it's a perfect spot.
Oh yeah, I'd imagine a little
is.
DUI as
Yep.
you're walking out.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Oh, I imagine they got a quota to write, man. I
Yeah.
get that shit,
Yeah.
man.
I get it.
But that sounds like a good time. That's maybe a bucket list kind of bar if
It
I'm
is. It's
find
pretty
my
cool.
way around there and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, party atmosphere. I'd imagine, schools, all that stuff around there.
Yeah.
Are there waves in the Gulf? Not really, huh?
No, it's like swimming in bath water, warm bath water.
Really?
It's
Yeah,
just-
just kind of all stays inside that
Yeah.
kind of pocket right there, huh?
Yeah.
So did you like Florida?
I did. I loved it, man. It was great. The people were pretty cool. I will literally take a liberal over a farmer any day because we've kind of had both sides of that. So went to the South, did that for 3 or 4 years, and then we moved to Kansas City, where my wife is from.
Okay, so family took you back to Kansas City or something, or
Yeah, her little brothers were like real young. They're like little kids, just starting school and
Gotcha.
public school and football and stuff. And we were just like, you know what? I'm out. I'm ready to get over it.
Okay.
Over it. And graduated school and just like left, and then Kansas City for quite a while. And my dad got cancer,
sorry to hear
bladder
that.
cancer, but he got remission. We didn't know that
Oh,
until we
shit.
got here. But we packed up, sold the house, packed up our stuff, moved to California,
Wow.
and been here 2.5 years.
And how's your old man doing?
Perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for
He
him.
lost like 70 pounds, all like super quick, and then got out of.
Did treatment, the whole thing?
No, everything was like a self-healing type thing, not like a self-healing, but like the natural way, without
Okay.
chemo, without radiation.
Good for him.
And I mean, he still has those cells that create that stuff, but he just watches what he eats and stays on the diet. And
Yeah.
that's pretty good. So
Well, I'm never ashamed or afraid to say it, but there's a God, like yeah.
there he is.
You can pray.
Yeah.
There's a thing called prayer, and
Yeah.
there's good things that do happen
There
through
is.
that.
There is.
So good, man. I'm glad to hear because more often than not, the cancer stories end the
Very
other
bad, yeah.
shitty way.
It's it's still a rough cancer period. It's just a rough subject period.
yeah.
And
You just feel so helpless. Like you
Yeah.
just there's the you're kind of just leaving it in doctors' hands what they can do and
Yep.
whatever the power of prayer can kind of
Yeah,
do. through it,
100%.
man.
And there's a lot of like history and a lot of like stories and stuff between where I was raised and everything. It just leads up to it. Well, my dad he adopted me at 13 out of foster care, and he was the pastor of a church we were going to, and he still is. And so that's what
In
kinda
Kansas?
No, here in town in San
Oh,
Pedro,
okay.
where my shop is.
Wow.
And so, we did the church thing a lot. And we do it still. We do it a lot.
Yeah.
And so it's, not everybody's cup of tea to talk about. So I just kind of,
You know what, dude?
keep
Like
things in a wrap.
I get it, man. But I'm gonna tell you, like I'm all right talking about it. And this is our podcast, man. And
Yeah.
so we talk about whatever we want to talk about on this thing. Yeah, you'll hear me drop an F-bomb. I'm not the most perfect one,
I'm
but
not
I live my life in a way that is taught to me through
Yeah.
God and my my family and the Bible and all that. I try my best to live through it. I know it's weird, man. Like it's kind of a weird era.
there's definitely a balance.
I'm gonna say sad. It's a sad era when you feel like what you said right now, where you're like, I don't really talk about it. Don't really. It's kind of a weird era to be able to like feel that way or have to feel that way.
It's really the only one thing you really can't talk about.
It's crazy. It's
You can
always
talk
been that
about
way.
politics. You can talk about gender, and you can talk about everything going on. But as soon as you bring up God or religion,
I
they
know.
just come
I
down.
know.
So I'm like, all right, I'll just keep it under wraps. But as soon as someone brings it up, it's like, let's talk.
Yeah, in my walk, in my journey is kind of what you call it, right?
Yeah.
I have definitely learned and it's probably the older age. How old are you, by the way?
29.
Oh, so you're still to me,
Yeah,
you're still a young
yeah,
buck,
no.
To me, you're still a young buck. But I think in my age, as you just kind of get older, it's the you don't care attitude a little bit more. You're, it's
I'm definitely there.
Yeah.
I'm definitely there. I don't care at all.
Good.
What people think.
Good.
I'm my own human being, and so are you. And
Yeah.
you have your right to think any way you want.
And it's I think the most important part about it of all this stuff is conversation.
Yeah.
Have dialogue.
Mhm.
Like it's all right to have difference of opinions, but it's also very healthy to have an open dialogue conversation, because I could learn a thing or two
Sure.
from talking to somebody,
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. I'll be honest, like on the flip side of it, it's just a crazy world. Or not crazy world. It's just interesting how it works. I grew up in that household. I'm a firm believer. I teach my kids. My brother doesn't. We grew up in the same household, but we could still talk about it. It does. We don't have to sit there and go, no. We can't discuss that.
Yeah.
But well, I will say cheers to that, man. As myself, I know we tried to link up last week or so, but you had some commitments and stuff, man. So
yeah, what was it? Church revival.
Yeah. That's what you were saying, man. And I was, and for that type of stuff, I'm always like, dude, heck yeah, man, do what you're gonna do. You got commitments, you got responsibilities.
I haven't been like the most like faithful recently.
Yeah.
Just because the business is taken off like overnight.
Yeah.
Really, really fast. And I definitely had a lot of supporters along the way, and I don't want to discredit them. And with Westside moving a lot of things on the West Side with Tony and Anna, and doing a lot with them, and their every ride and every event has definitely helped my business. Now I've met some great friends. I made some great people that I've known, and now it's my community was just my business, and it was me and my wife, and now it's like I got guys coming down the door, just, hey man, can you do this? Yeah. Come on, what do I owe you? I don't know. High five. See ya. Like it's something so simple and little that to me it doesn't matter. Like I'd rather do you a solid and create that friendship rather than just charge you and just be on that business relationship. And I don't want to be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 100%. And so it goes all back to that journey and a lot of that things. And I didn't have I had the rough background. I had the rough childhood. I didn't have the stable mom and dad that your kids have. And, I don't want to say it's stable, but I don't want to say normal because what is normal, right? So
seriously,
in these days,
we can go, that's a whole nother podcast right there.
Yeah. So I got stories all day long about what has built my business and what has built, my team to where they are now. And, I have 2 kids. I got a 1-year-old boy. I got a 5-year-old daughter.
Congratulations, man.
So it's, I was talking with Luna last time we were on the podcast, and we were talking about our daughters and talking about our legacies that we want to do. And I've been trying to just distill that in my brain, just to let that legacy go through. So like the little people, not little people. I say little people because he's here. I
love the short jokes. I love it. We got a homie. We
keep rolling.
We do the same with my homeboy Rose. They just come, man. They don't stop.
But it's like my team, Eli and Sam and my older brother works for me. And
I met your older brother when we were down south. Where were we? Iron Goddess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Iron
Yes, that's right.
Yep. And he's in his own podcast and music industry. He's doing a lot of underground rap, and he just got signed by a pretty well-known artist. So they're going to do a lot of collaborating together.
Good deal.
And he has basically a music studio in our shop, and it's cool. We're sitting here polishing a car, and he's up there just creating madness. And it's just like, oh, Eric's back at it again, And he does a really good job with it. And I have some other friends that help me out along the way, like as far as working stuff. And just to the business, like if you'd asked me about a year ago where my business would be today, I'd be like, there's no way. I don't see it happening. I can barely pay the rent, let alone have 3 employees and try to keep them fed as well. But
I think full circle, man, like to to touch on what you said is that you've washed a bike or you've helped somebody out, you've done something. What do I owe you? High five, man. Good shit, man. Or just, I don't know, nothing. Just go tell people I watched it.
Yeah.
Like simple as that. Like, I know, us as a business, yourself as a business, any business, you have to keep revenue flowing in order to keep the doors just open.
Yeah.
But as you engulf yourself, let's be real, as you like really engulf yourself into business and throw yourself at it, you start to recognize the relationships and the networking and the connections and the people that you meet. And, here, I'll do you a solid. I'll wash your bike, man, or whatever it is, whatever it may be. It's like watering a flower. It doesn't, you would love to water the plant and then have it bloom and be having roses the very next day, but it doesn't happen like that. You have to kind of, sprinkle here, some there, throw a little fertilizer at it, water it, give it light.
And you don't know what can happen of it. I mean, I think every West Side event with Tony, and if you're not riding with Tony and you're not on the West Side Collective Instagram page, get on it, look at all the rides that they do. They just have a good time. That's a shout out for Tony, but that's all right. Give a homeboy
great. Love, man.
Yeah, it's great because you don't know what you're doing. I mean, I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I'll go to the events. I'll sponsor. I'll raffle off a detail, whatever. That's fine. But no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, it's like Joey Flips, which is sales manager for Bartels Harley. And he's like, hey, I want a raffle, but I want the detail. So we did his bike. And next thing you know, he's like, hey, let's work something out to where you detail for Bartels. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then it's cool. And then you don't know. And then it turns around again where it's like, the more recognition my business gets, Bike Shed's hitting me up and calling me and saying, hey, how much ceramic coat a couple bikes for us? And I'm like, would love to.
That's dope.
And then, meeting Roland every time I walk into RSD, it's just like, man, wow, Roland's right there. He's using all my products. He's using everything about my business. And I'm an LA product. I'm going to Scottsdale, Harley Davidson. I'm doing a lot of things. Iron Goddess with the big event with Rob Bechstein. And it's just like, man, where did this all come from? And now it's like, now we're our next big event is SoCal Classic, which is going to be on the beach on Venice
Beach, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Tony was telling me about that actually.
So, yeah, Tony's the exclusive motorcycle rep there for the motorcycles.
That's
so
dope.
They're going to have like 50 or 60 bikes or something like that there. And so he hit me up and he's like, hey, you should get in on this. And I'm like, okay, what's it cost? What's the deal? So I contacted SoCal and they're like, for you to be the exclusive detailer and service and detail product, this is what it's going to cost. I was like, do it. I called OP, our owner's pride company that we use for ceramic coatings and our detail products. I told them this is the biggest car show in Southern California, which I mean, I think it is. There's over 100,000 people going to be there. It's pretty huge.
It's on the damn boardwalk.
It's on. You're parking cars like at the skate park. Like it's on the water. So
regardless of just who's coming for it, it's just the traffic that's going to be there.
Visibility.
Yeah.
So owner's pride was like, what do you need? I said, I don't know, man. They want me to be exclusive and it's this amount. And he goes, send me the invoice. And I'm like,
wow.
What do you mean? He goes, just send me the invoice. Send him the invoice. He paid it all in full. I was expecting like a little bit, paid it all in full. And next thing you know, they're calling me and said, hey, thanks for becoming an exclusive sponsor. And I'm like, let's go, man. So it's a lot to take in. And I'm very grateful for it. It's not every day that you can see your business go from $2,000 a month and now it's like,
yeah. Well, that's obviously, as a business, that's the objective. That's the goal. We're all in it to, provide for our families, grow the business. There's different phases of running a business of what your objective is. Most of the time at the very beginning, it's just to keep the damn doors open. That's what the objective is. But there's reasons that I think it grows that way. It's obvious reasons. One, the work ethic. You get in what you get out what you put in. But the quality of work. You can be a detailer, or you can be a car washer, or you can be anything, whatever. You can be any type of business. But if your quality of work doesn't kind of speak for itself, represent itself, or people aren't going out there and going, man, check this shit out, or like people aren't going, damn, who did that shit? That to get the word going, then it only goes so far, So that's why I say, when you put in the work and you get a good team, whatever, whoever's on your team, Asian in this case, like
this dude hustles, man. This dude works so much.
How did you guys meet them, by the way?
So he goes to our church.
Okay.
Yeah. So he worked for some bio something.
I was an aerospace chemical technician, so
Yeah.
I did that
That
for a
sounds
while.
really
Typical Asian, right?
like I wasn't gonna say it, but
Yeah, It's super typical, but yeah, I saw him. I was like, I heard he was detailing vehicles, and I'm a big vehicle enthusiast. I'm a big car person, so I went in there for the cars, and now I'm coming out with West Side, and I'm like, this is a different view for me, and cars has always been my first love. So
What kind of car guy are you?
everything and anything. I appreciate almost anything that people love. So lowriders, they're cool. Speedsters, they're cool. You know, retro restoration builds,
Yeah.
they're awesome. We're doing these BMWs coming off of
Oh,
Netherlands
man.
that look amazing.
That's dope.
That's a fun concept.
But if you were gonna drive a car, what are you driving?
What am I driving?
Yeah.
Shelby GT350R
A Shelby,
from
a
2016.
Mustang,
Yes, sir.
2016.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a
Flat
new
plane
shit.
crank V8 from. They're copying Ferrari pretty much, but in an American package.
Okay,
Can't beat it.
all right,
Yeah.
fair enough. That's a
Love
good.
it.
That's a good car. It's a
Right.
Ford, but I mean, that's,
Hey. Hey.
I'm a Chevy guy. Everyone's a Chevy guy
noticed,
busting
I
balls of a
noticed.
Ford guy.
Yeah, classic.
But I have the Mercury, which is in the
Yeah,
Ford
it is.
Ford
I was like, wait,
family.
wait.
Yeah, we got one out. We got one back there. But, you know, in my defense, that
It's
was
on a trailer.
it's it fits it perfect, right? It's a Ford
It's the only one on a trailer.
It's the only one
Yeah.
on a trailer.
Oh.
No, my grandpa gave it 16th birthday. You know
Cool.
that, so it's I got ties
Yeah.
to it.
Wow.
You know, so that's the reason I have. And I really should have fixed that one up priority that I started before I started messing with the truck, especially since I have the two little ones
Yeah.
and there's a back seat in that one,
Right.
but
But
All
it's
the
either
kids in it.
Comet or a 64.
yeah, well, this one was closer to kind of
Working.
running better than
Yeah.
that one probably.
Yeah.
But you
My
know,
dad, my adopted dad, my dad. I call him my dad because my real parents they're deadbeats. So my dad has.
I don't. You stop me wherever you need to. Do you no relationship with them? You know?
Yeah, no, we do. I just we I don't know. It's just every year. So like, okay, in foster care, you have Sunday visits, right? So you have one 2 hours a week. You can see your real parents.
They want you to know where
they-
you
they-
came from.
Well,
who-
ideally, they want to throw you back in that lifestyle.
Of course,
they want
yeah.
you to go back to your real parents, whether you think you need to or not. Or that's just how they do it.
I
right?
gotcha.
So every week we'd see them, and it just got I'm not hating them or nothing. I mean, it says honor thy father and thy mother, so I do. I respect them.
I can understand that.
I just,
Cheers to
you know,
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just don't want them around.
I get it. I
you
get
know?
it, man.
So I know
Yeah.
where they are. I know what they are. I keep in tabs with them, and that's on just as far as it gets.
That's the balance you need.
Yeah.
I get it, man.
Well, when I first had Daisy, my daughter, I had a like a breakthrough saying, okay, Anthony, it's not about you anymore. They screwed up with you. You can make sure they're not going to screw up with their granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, so I'll have them in our life. I'll try to
good
have
for
them
you,
on
man.
Thanksgiving. I'll try to do things. We were in Kansas City, they're in West Virginia, so we'll all try to have them come out for a few days and then come back. So we tried that, and it wasn't working. I mean, I told them 3 rules. I'm like, no drugs, no alcohol, and you have to go to church. So when we go on Sunday, you're going with us. And they had no problem with it. But, as the days progressed, the more they're more likely. I mean, you become an alcoholic and you drink a gallon of vodka a night,
Yeah.
you can't go 2 days, 3 days without it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we kept it on short wraps. So I know them, right? So I keep them around, which is cool. I mean, they're good people for the most part. They did the best they could, but that
Understood,
that
yeah.
alcohol, that stuff, the drugs, it just takes them.
It's
Nothing
a-
you can
well,
do about it.
It's a drug, right?
It is,
It
yeah.
is. I know
Yeah.
we on the scale of drugs, we kind of just throw it under the rug,
Yeah.
but it is, man.
Yeah.
My old man dealt with that type of shit for
There's different types of like it's a disease where they're hurt or they're hurt by it. Well, my mom and dad, my real parents, you can hold a conversation and you get them in a suit, you get them dressed up, you can't tell. They
Just
have
function.
that mentality, the functionality,
Yeah.
that ease about them that it's there. So for short times, they're great to be around.
I gotcha.
you know, but
well, cheers to your
yeah,
to your foster parent. Well,
Yeah,
your parents.
my
I mean,
dad.
I'm sure you call. That's what I was
I
about
know.
to say, man.
Yeah.
I have stepdad who passed in 2021. Part of my life for 29 years,
Yeah.
and called him dad. I've heard him as
Yeah.
dad. He raised me just as much as sometimes at points more than my old man.
Yeah.
My old man was on a stupor. He was on a good one or something. So I understand what you're saying, man. I get what you're saying. When it comes to whether it's step parents, foster parents, whatever it may be. I've been in the shoes also of being, I guess maybe you want to say stepdad sometimes or something.
Sure.
I've been in
Yeah.
relationships with other women that had
Yeah.
other, their kids, and I've been in that role, and it's a big role to step in.
It is.
And you were how old?
I was 13.
So
I
you
was,
you were a teenager booger kid.
and
You
there
were
were
just
60
getting cracking on maturity.
It was 60. Well, you go from foster care where there's no rule, there's no authority, there's no check-in. You do whatever you want all the time.
Damn.
So you go from that to living in a strict Christian pastor's house where these 65, she's 72 at the time, and it's like I'm the last chance son.
Talk about a
And-
culture shock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only that, it's like
For real.
I really kind of I let it. I took that route because I knew I did not want to go back the way it was. I didn't want to go back to foster care.
At 13, do you have a bit of a choice? Do you have a decision in that
you do.
at 13?
For sure, because if there's like placements where somebody wants to like not adopt you, but if there's like a close relative or a close family friend that's willing to take you,
Yeah.
you have the option to say yes or no. And if they
I
check
see.
out, then you can go that way. So we got taken out of the foster system. All the older three of us. There's 5 of us total. The older 3 of us. My
Wow.
twin sister, my older brother, which you met.
You have a twin sister.
I do. She's in Santa Cruz. Yeah, she
Wow.
she does not look like me. She does, but she's a whole lot prettier than me. So
I hope so.
perfect. Yeah, yeah, definitely. But it's super cute because it's super cool that she has a daughter and it's the same age as my boy. And you put them side by side. They're on my Instagram. And you put them side by side. They're the twins.
Really?
They're twins, man. Me and
Wow.
my sister are twins, and they're twins.
Wow.
And so, we got out of the foster system, us 3, and we lived with our aunt, my dad's aunt.
Okay.
My great aunt. So she lived
Here in California?
San Pedro.
Okay.
Yeah. So we grew up mainly in foster care in Lancaster, Palmdale, up that area. And so we went to Aunt Sam's house, and at the time we didn't know, but she had stage 4 cancer.
Oh,
She was
shit.
only with us for 2 years, and she was a part of a church in that town, San Pedro. And that's the rule. You come to our house, you're going to go to church.
Wow.
That was a normal rule. Foster care, you go to church wherever they went. That was Sunday. That's what you did. After church, you can go do whatever you want. So me and Eric would just skateboard, and we would just go to the movie theater. We'd do whatever.
Huh.
So when she passed away, the pastor took me and said, "Hey, we want you to come stay with us." And I liked him. I took a liking to him. He treated me as not like a stupid kid, even though I was. He treated me as like a friend.
That's
It's like
dope.
someone that I can look up to and says, "Hey, I care about you. I'm going to show you the father figure that you've never had. I'm going to be that. Without being that, I'm going to be that."
Yeah.
And it really kind of like took me to oh man, this is a legit, genuine person that loves me and not doing it for a paycheck. And so when she died, he's like, "We want you to live with us." I said, I don't want to do that.
Wow.
Honestly, I don't. I want to go with my older brother. I want to skate. I want to just go. I don't want to do the church thing anymore. I want to do that. And then I started thinking about it, and I said, you don't want to go back to the way it was, bouncing from home to home, running from group homes, running from foster care, running from orphanages, and you don't want to do that. You're 13. You got 4 more years at the time. 17. You have to do something different with your life. So I was like, all right, they're willing to give it a shot. So am I.
That's
Well,
crazy, man. You got to think this shit at like 12,
Yeah.
13 years
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
How old were you at this age? Because at 13 is when
Yeah.
you got this. This is before.
It was like when it was 12, and then
Okay.
I moved in the day after my birthday in the summer, so it was like really came to a head.
Wow.
But we've always had pretty much good shoulders because we were street kids. I mean, we lived on the streets. We did everything on the streets, and like we'd have sabbaticals where we'd go back to foster care and we'd have like a summer with the parents. And so we lived in a trampoline. We lived on a trampoline in a tent and
Crazy.
back of a drug house in Silmar. Like there's stories all day long, but
Crazy, man.
we got this whole rabbit trail by the fact of classic cars. My adopted dad, has a 69 C10, And he's finally in that age where he's okay. I can buy a car now. I can get a truck. I can get a car that I want. And so he took me to the dealership. We went and looked at trucks and stuff. And he's like, I don't want any of these newer ones because it's all technology is all high. He doesn't even know how to work an iPhone, let alone a new car. And so he literally bought a $2,000 69 C10, all rusted in holes and busted, didn't run. My dad's mechanical smart, so he just put gas in the carburetor and fired it up and just drove it. So he tried to get it back and it broke down, and he put a Harley in the back of his C10. It's a long bed like yours.
Dope.
And that's why he keeps it a long bed, because he can keep a Harley in there.
Damn right.
So,
it looks awesome with a
You're
Harley
preaching
in the back.
now,
Yeah.
buddy.
So he
Yeah.
so he did that. He has a buddy that does paint work and stuff up in Arizona. So they took it over to his house and he had it for about 2 years. He did the restoration. He did the paint job, knocked all the holes out, flexed the paint with no Bondo, knocked the dents out without Bondo, and repainted it two-tone with a blue and a white top with the old trim, all real done up. And then he put a bunch of money in the lowering kit and got it lowered and got it slammed, got real nice wheels. He just also dropped a bunch of money on the new
engine
LS6 motor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it
yeah.
just,
You got to do it.
Yeah, it's going to the guy's shop, which is my detail shop is used to be Patriot Performance. Well, that guy was a client of mine. And when he needed a bigger facility, he reached out to me and said, hey, do you think you can take over this shop for me while I go to the next one? And I'm like looking at the place. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I'm down for this. And then the rent was stupid cheap. So we'll make it work. So part of that was, in order to get the shop, you have to make some sacrifices. And so I sold my 2005 Heritage Softail Classic and to get the shop. And, I bought it as an asset so that one day when I needed the money or do something with my life or with car breaks down or something, hospital or whatever, I have an asset. So I sold it, got the bike, sold the bike, got the shop, and we moved in the shop. So my dad, hopefully the next month or so, takes that. Well, he has to do it this month because it's going to be at SoCal Classic in August.
Oh yeah.
So he has to do it in July to do the new engine, but it looks really good, man.
I bet it sounds really nice. Blue. It's like a Dodger blue, royal blue with yeah.
Close to that.
I know, like that cobalt.
It's got
kind
a white
of blue,
top,
like the dark blue on that skateboard over there. Kind of like somewhere in that family right there. Yeah,
it's
with
got some
white
big flake in it.
Yeah, white top.
Pinstripe?
No, it's got the chrome trim along.
Oh,
the
you
side.
broke it up with the trim.
Yep,
nice.
It's all blue. The body's all blue. The top's white, and the bottom is like 6 inches of white on the bottom. Wheel wells, nice, it's really clean.
Yeah,
I love driving it,
and it's gonna get an LS treatment. Yeah,
that's a transmission.
That's the way. Yeah. I just
it's gonna push 900 horsepower.
I just pulled this thing out to I'm so tired. I had to look out. Poor me right now. Boo hoo. I have to look out this window here in my backyard, and I had to see my truck just sitting out there in the backyard all the time.
Just
sitting. And I'm like, you know what? It's just time to get this thing done.
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, I had an engine. I had a 350 that I bought a few years ago with a 350 transmission. It was all rebuilt, and it was supposed to go in that C10. And that was the plan. I took it to the mechanic and I said, put this in. I said, this is the plan. Get this thing out and put this in there. And then he called me and he's like, hey man, this is a good running engine. I don't know if you want to. And so I ended up just I said, you know what? You're right. Just fix what's in there.
Yeah.
And I said, the next engine that's going in there, the only reason I was going to put that other one in there is because I already paid for it. It was sitting on the it was sitting on the side. It was intended for it. But it was going to snowball on me. You know how that goes. You got to start buying the pulleys and you buy all this other stuff. But I thought the same exact thing. I said, you know what? Instead of spending my money on that 350 and everything else that's going to be for that, I love the nostalgia. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I'm an old school nostalgia guy. I thought LS is the way to go. If I'm going to swap it out, I'm going to swap it with an LS. And the way that it's going now, it gets cheaper and cheaper because they're starting to build, especially for more like Chevelles and Novas and C10s. They build easy kits that everything just bolts in.
Motors,
the more popular ones, they make bolting kits for the engine mounts and all that stuff. Yeah. So he's gonna love that LS, man. Turn and go. Right now, what's in it? 350 or something?
Yeah, on the tree.
Yeah,
and it still gets up. I mean, he blew.
Well, it's gonna get way up more than.
Yeah,
he loves to do that stuff. He loves to do that stuff. We took a ride. Back in April, we took a ride up to Yosemite, and We rode with my dad and my brother, not Eric, but my adopted brother, along that side. But it we took a ride all the way up there. So my dad was like, I'm gonna bring mom. And I'm like, Mom's not gonna ride no 8 hours all the way to Yosemite, bro. Like, even though you bought a 2023 Road King special off the showroom, no, Mom's not gonna go. He's like, I'll just put it in the back of my truck, drive up to Merced, stay at the hotel, leave the truck. And I'm like, okay, well, I got some friends up there. We'll park the truck at like Shifter Crew or something like that at their
Somewhere,
house.
yeah.
And then that way it's not sitting in the back of a hotel getting stripped, you know. You're really worried about us. Yeah, I'm really worried about it, man. So they'll drive up with the Harley in the back, unload the Harley, and then just do the trip and take it back.
Good for them, man. Way
Mhm.
to roll, man.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the way
everybody's
to
doing
roll.
they're cutting it off and doing short beds, and Dad's like, I can't fit a Harley in a short bed.
I mean, I have my daily is a 2001 GMC
Yeah.
2500. It's a gas. I just hear it sucking gas when I turn the damn thing on. It's depressing, man.
Money.
That's what it's screaming at me, man. Yeah. That's a long bed too. And I don't know. You need a 4x8 piece of plywood, fits in there perfect. You need to throw, other shit in there. It fits in there perfect. A motorcycle fits in there with the bed, with the tailgate closed and all that shit,
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm also now on the end of the C10. Everyone's doing what you said. They're cutting them and they're chopping them. And I'm like, at some point,
They're gonna be rare.
long beds are going to be like
They
a
are.
thing of like
Yep.
rarity. So
Yep.
I'm like, I
keep
like
it.
the long
I'm
bed.
gonna keep it.
2, watch what happens down the road in about 10, as long as I don't sell it, man.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I was contemplating selling this thing because you can cash out on them fat right now.
Yeah,
Like
they
you
are.
can really cash out on the things.
Yeah.
But like what you said with your old man, he's the age of where he can do it now. He's 67 or what did you say?
73 now.
73. Oh, you said he bought the truck, I think, when
He
he
got
was
me when he was 63.
okay. He's 70 and now he's barely, and I'm 40. I'm like, if I sell this thing now,
You're
it's
gonna
gonna be
regret
that
it.
long
Yeah.
until I get one.
Yeah.
And then when I get one, it's gonna cost me a shit ton of money
Yeah.
then. So I don't know, man. You're always torn to like, gosh, just like you said, right?
Yeah.
It's an asset to a
It
degree,
is.
you know.
It is.
I remind my wife, don't just think that the shit I have in this house
Junk.
is junk.
Yeah.
Like it might be junk to you, but it's not.
Yeah.
You know, that's I know
This is child college fund right here.
yeah, some of it is. Yeah, some of it is. I know. I bought the toys before we bought the house and shit like that, you know.
Yeah.
But if I would have bought the house first, I couldn't afford the house a long time ago. That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
But if I'd have bought the house first, I wouldn't have had a lot of toys. I know
Yeah.
that's a damn fact, man.
for sure.
Yeah. So Asia, what do you do with Anthony Auto Spa? What do you guys do as far as you met at church? That's
Mhm.
how you guys kind of relationship started. You wanted to start detailing and
Yeah.
I mean, you did I would say that's a full 180 for what
For
you were
sure.
doing. What is
For sure.
the title was what? What were you doing?
I was an aerospace chemical technician.
And what the hell does an aerospace chemical technician do?
Well, I was doing titrations for We're
Speak
doing-
English, man. You're being very Asian right now.
I was doing concentration testing for electroplating of airplane parts. I work with a French company.
Seriously, dude.
I work with a French company called Lisi Aerospace.
How in the world did you get involved in that? How old are you, by the way?
I am 20.
Damn.
Yeah.
And you were sounds like you were doing some pretty hardcore technical
Degree
shit.
It's what happens
man.
when you don't want to do college immediately.
Man.
Yeah.
Or just be Asian.
So then
Yeah.
a year and a half of that doing
So you did that basically right out of high school.
pretty much.
Crazy.
Yeah, so concentration testing for electroplating baths. Boeing was our big customer. So
they
we
got a lot
did-
of money too.
we fed Boeing. We did all these parts for them. I meet this guy. I want to go to college now. I'm sick and tired of being stuck in the lab all day. So I see him and he's talking about his detailing business and how attention to detail and this and this and that. And I'm like, man, I would love to do that. And I'm doing college. I'm about to go into college. So I have to quit this chemical job because I'm waking up at 3:30 a.m. to get there at 4 and start working. I'm done with this. So I tell Anthony, can I hop on? He's like, yeah, sure. When? Next Monday. Done. I'll
Was
be
this your
there.
first employee or where you were just
I
in
hired-
growth mode?
Well, I hired my nephew for the summer because he's a mechanical engineer student out of Florida. And so I had him for the summer. And then I had some other hired help. Like they have a detail business and they're slow. And I
Gotcha.
say detail because it's just glorified car wash.
Gotcha.
But you know, I tell them all, I was like, throw away what you think you know about detailing because that's not what I need. I need you to be these hands. And
Yeah.
I'm not bragging about it, but if you're not gonna do it my way, these hands are the product. That's why it's Anthony Auto Spa.
It's in the name.
I gotcha. There's a
You know?
standard.
Yeah.
You have a level of.
Well, I've definitely learned now having Eli and having Eric and having Sam and having Shane and having all these guys work for me and do things for me. It's that the month of June and breaking my arm is like just stop doing this with your business and holding everything on and just start nitpicking everything they're doing and over helicoptering and shadowing and all of that. Just start to just open up your hands a little bit, let some mistakes happen, which makes some mistakes along the way. And
Have to.
Yeah. And that's how you learn. And I mean, we had one this morning and it was a scary one. And
It was bad.
But it worked out. And, you know, me knowing how to correct an issue. And if there is this rise, I know what to do. Just like I was frustrated in a minute and I was like, oh, I know what to do. This is why I just trust the process.
Yeah, that's it.
And, you know, now we're at a point where me breaking my arm at a church softball on Saturday, I think I have time, you know, you think you have extra time for extracurricular activities. And I'm like, you know, I made a commitment with Tony to be at the events and stuff. I'm like, okay, well, we'll just plan around it. And then the first game that we had, the first pitch, the first hit, 5 minutes after prayer, like everything, man. I'm out left field. I'm never in left field. I'm always at first base because of my lengthy 8-foot wingspan. And I'm like, I'm in left field. I'm out of my place. And this ball he hits it with everything he has. And it just comes flying at me. It's coming so fast. It's not even spinning. It's doing this.
Just knuckling out there.
And there's nothing I can do. And I'm trying to catch this ball. I'm going to catch this ball. But I overrun it. And my watch is on my left hand because I'm right-handed. This is awkward. So I went to go catch the ball. And when I was running, I missed the trajectory. And it comes and it just hits the bone. It hit so hard. It left the laces of the ball indented into my hand. And then my watch started calling EMS because it thought I got in a car wreck or something.
Damn.
And I knew everybody heard it just crack. Everybody thought it was like a broken wooden bat. And
you knew right away.
I knew. I took the glove off. I walked just straight off. And I just
Did it hurt? Or not
Oh
yet?
yeah, it hurt.
Didn't hurt till because sometimes it doesn't hurt till later.
Nope.
That one hurt right away.
And I don't deal with pain well. When I deal with pain, I like completely shut down. My body just doesn't
Oh.
talk. I don't think. I don't do anything. I'm just focusing on it, and it just got swollen. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit through this 3-hour doubleheader game. My wife's playing out in the outfield. Like, we'll just wait. I'll wait. And I'm sitting here just having ice packs and everything, just hurting. So we go to the. You need to charge that thing.
Yeah, I'm going to. I better turn that thing on before it dies on me there.
So anyway, yeah, Tony says to throw out some love for you for wearing the hat.
Hey,
He appreciates it.
I had to rep him somehow.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to his event next week
At the Hoagies and Hogs.
at the Hoagie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tony's event, Westside Motorcycle Collective, Hoagies and Hogs event on a Saturday, I think it is.
gonna be on a
we're gonna
Saturday,
there.
yeah.
It's a day before my birthday.
Oh, so we're celebrating your birthday.
No, we're not.
It's gonna
What do you
be pre-birthday
We are,
bash,
but-
baby.
I
Let's
don't
go.
It'll be fun.
That's
Yeah.
one way to celebrate your pre-birthday, though.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It'll be good.
Spend it with Tony.
There's gonna be a couple little events that they want to do, like Bite the Hot Dog or something like that. I've
Over
never
there
seen
at
it.
the okay, yeah.
but-
Oh, you've never seen it?
I've never seen it happen.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing that at the West Coast Root Show that we're gonna do at Josie's
Yep.
On the August 19th. We're
Yeah,
gonna be
we're
doing
doing
that
that too.
that same thing. Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
be
You
there.
guys are
We'll
gonna
there
be
to
out
camp
there.
Yep.
We'll be out there, by the way, also for the Hoagie thing.
Mhm.
We're gonna be playing some music, emceeing, helping him MC a little bit, and I think we're gonna set up the podcast that day. Just kind of hang out, have a good
Yeah.
day, and just record. And
Man,
you know.
I'm gonna be truthful. Like the podcast, being able to just do this on the fly, like you did at Iron Goddess, and just you don't know the walks of life that just come through your door, and like,
It's amazing.
wait, you're that way, what?
Yeah.
And then wait, you used to do what? And it just being able to know, like, put more behind the image, put more behind the name. Oh yeah, that's the hashtag or the Instagram
Yeah.
name, and it's like go the handle, and it's like, oh okay. I'm like, I saw one the other day. He hit me up about doing some carbon fiber on his bike, and I'm like, who's Kevin? Like, heck is Kevin? And I look at the tag and I'm like, oh, it's Ruthless. Oh yeah, all right, got it.
Yep.
I'm like, wait, what? Like,
Yeah.
Now it's in a handle thing, and it's crazy. And Luna Vision's busting out with a bunch of videos and stuff like that, and he's taking off.
Yeah, he was supposed to. I'm gonna throw him under the bus. I'm throwing him in front of the bus right now. No, no, I'm not gonna throw him in front of the bus. He family first. I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
Family first always.
Yeah.
We were gonna go down to Josie's on Saturday, so we were gonna have him come out and shoot a little bit of content for us, But he has his kid, he's got his daughter, and I'm like, hey man, it's gotta handle business,
and that's the
gotta
thing,
handle
too.
business.
That's the thing too, is you have like a service, like with my business, you have a service, like everybody is coming out of the woodwork for it, especially with a video and like he does.
Yeah,
everybody
quality
wants
is
it.
talented.
Everybody
Oh,
wants
amazing.
it, and it understands that there's going to be some people that are going to be in the back burner, and it's like, who are you to think that you're not a back burner?
Yeah,
The fact that he's even thinking about doing it for you, just shut up.
yeah,
Wait for
Literal.
wait for a schedule, and it just goes a long way. So Luna's definitely taking off with that. I'm real happy for him. I met him in Scottsdale, Arizona. He brought a bunch.
Oh,
of
that's where you met him?
Yeah, I met him at Scottsdale Harley Davidson when we had the Arizona Bike Week with Shifter Crew show.
Oh yeah,
And we went out there and did that with them, and we planned it with them, and we sponsored a lot of the shows and the bike show. We did a lot of the raffles. We spent way too much money. I'm not gonna talk about that, but it was a good time. I do not regret it. It was great to be able to see all those people and meet new faces, and especially help Shifter Crew more. So I'm an LA product, right? What am I doing in Arizona?
yeah.
But I'm there.
Networking,
Yeah.
Networking,
working,
exactly. I'm
grinding,
promoting Owner's Pride,
vacation.
because he's nationwide.
Yeah.
No, it was not vacation.
Definitely not
I know,
vacation.
I know.
We took I rented a 2023 GMC
Oh.
Denali,
Oh.
all blacked out, pimped out. Like, we were coming from LA. Anthony Autospa rolling in style. It was a client's
Can
car.
haul all the boys in it.
Yeah, it was
Let's
a
go.
client's car. I was
That's
like,
dope.
We're gonna fit everything in there, and we're gonna go. So I'm gonna roll up all like strut like a peacock. I got something going on. We get 40 miles out of Scottsdale, and the car just shuts off.
Oh shit!
We're waiting on the side of the road
In the
on
middle of
freeway.
nowhere.
I'm looking at hundreds of bikes go by, and I get to the point where I'm just like, I'm tired of seeing bikes.
Oh
Screw
jeez!
you, screw you, screw you. And I want to be there, but I can't.
It's bike week.
Yeah, it's bike week. I want to be there, and we were like 6 hours late to the event, and
Pretty much missed the whole day. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Damn.
Didn't even
and
set up.
the new motor. Some sensor inside the new motor just blew the engine.
No shit.
Yeah, and the Yukon's still in Arizona waiting on an engine.
Like a whole engine.
Wow.
Won't start, nothing.
Done.
So I had a buddy that detailed at Scottsdale, and he was going to be at the event with me because I was going to kind of turn things over like Scottsdale. Anybody I met locally was going to turn over to him
Gotcha.
within that area. So because he's an Owner's Pride ceramic coating installer and stuff like that. So it just kind of,
It's a network.
I'm an
of
LA
OP.
product. I want to help him. I want to give him as much of the leads I can because he's
I
a
feel
local
you.
thing. So he picked us up and took us back to the Airbnb, and just, man, it was such a bummer, but it was a good time. Now it's those things, it's those memories that you'll always have. Like, oh yeah, I remember Scottsdale 2023.
That made it memorable for
It's
sure.
usually
Yeah.
those type of things that really make you remember. You'll remember the good if you made it on time.
Yeah,
You'll remember it,
Sure.
Yeah.
but you're not gonna remember it like sitting on the side of the road, laughing, maybe pissed off at first,
Yeah.
then laughing, then being annoyed.
We
then
went through
being-
waves of hysteria. There was one
Oh,
time
I'm
he was
sure.
throwing Skittles out on the road,
Yeah.
just being like, "Taste the rainbow, taste the rainbow."
How
It's the
long were you
greatest
stuck out
time.
there?
Like 5 hours.
5.5
Oh,
hours.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
brutal day.
And we drove early, butt crack morning. To get
And
out
then, like, not only does it suck you're sitting out there, but
The heat.
well, yeah, but then there's like FOMO because you know where you're supposed to be. There's a good time happening, and
Yeah.
you're just stuck on the road.
Yeah.
You got a bad case of missing out. It sucks.
Oh, man.
Ah,
But it was a good event. Like I said, I do not regret it. And that's where I met Luna. And Luna was just, everybody was pulling him.
Mhm.
Hey, this is Luna. He does videos, blah, blah. And the next thing you know, I meet him at the another show somewhere down the road. I think it was at the Ventura Harley Davidson show, bike show. We came out for that. I think we rode
Chopper
up.
Fest.
No, the one after that. It was at Ventura Harley.
Was that ours?
Yeah. I don't know. if
Did
it
you
was
come down
yours.
for ours? We had
I
one.
rode up
in-
with Tony and Dan and.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
we rode
Then
up
you were here
together.
for that. Then. Okay, yeah, that was ours. We threw an event in March.
Yeah.
And it was right after Chopper
Yeah.
Fest, and it was
So
at
we-
Ventura Harley. Yeah.
We
Okay.
rode up for that, and that's when Luna and I started talking, and then the Iron Goddess show, and then now it's so Luna's on big things.
Good deal.
So,
That's what networking does. That's what I'm saying. It's not always
Absolutely.
about the
yeah.
Right.
we got to keep the lights on. We got to
Yeah.
do that. But the relationships tend to go a little bit further and do more in the long run. You know, that's really what this stuff is about. We're trying to, Joe and I, you know, sometimes you get into a spot where you're kind of like, okay, we just got to keep things fresh. We got to change things up and stuff, you know, and we're kind of in a place like that with Throttled Roots. We have our base, you know, we have a podcast every single week. We have our bike nights that we're throwing. We do our motorcycle Mondays on Monday nights. So we're consistent with a lot of the stuff. But what we were talking about today is sometimes if you're juggling too many plates, you know, you're juggling 10. Oof. And you need to just juggle, like, you need to just focus on like 4, spinning 4 of them really good instead of like barely spinning 10, you know, and a little bit of that's what him and I are just kind of brainstorming, you know, trying to keep things fresh, you know, but that's business, you know, that's kind of, and it's different. I guess part of our business, a good chunk of our business right now is media based, you know, so
that's where it's at.
Yeah. But you know how hard, like,
it's difficult, and 100%. That's the reason why I decided to jump in with you, is because it's all media based, and I suck at media based. Like, I don't do any videos. I'm not going to different events like Tony.
That's why you have people like Luna and things of that sort, and Throttled Roots and shit like that, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then not only that, I have these motorcycle enthusiasts. I don't want to call them influencers because that's kind of like a bad word nowadays.
I call them personalities. I refer to myself now as a personality. I don't like influencer.
That's well put.
Yeah, comes with a bad connotation.
I hate the word influencer.
Yeah. That's copyrighted.
All right, you heard it here first.
There it is.
So it's like, you know, you get these guys, you know, like Jesse, you know, solid dude.
Yeah,
and I told him, I was like, come through the bike. I'll wash your bike. I'll detail it or whatever. And you know, he was like, I'll pay for it. I want it done right.
It was his birthday.
Yeah, it was his
birthday ride when we went to
Yep,
went to Clutch.
So we did his. Yeah, and there were some times where we get, you know, I don't want to sit there and watch bikes at every event, even though that's my job and that's my business. I understand it. So I like have other people do it, like whether it's a girl or whether it's Asian over here. And no offense to any Asians, by the way. This is just a personal one that we have on tap. So we just throw it that way. But, you know, like at the Clutch event, you know, I got to meet Oscar at Clutch Venice, the barbecue joint on Venice. And
cool, dude.
Solid, dude. And I can't wait for the bike night that Westside's having, their first one with Peach.
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
It's going to be fun. And so we had the girls watching. And I was like, you know what? Screw making money. I'm not charging these dudes. Everybody here is going to get a bike wash.
Dope.
And they're like, what does it cost? I'm like, it doesn't cost anything. It's on me today. Just take care of the girls. Something simple. And I wasn't trying to get an attaboy. I wasn't trying to get praise for it. I just wanted to give back to the community because, I mean, who the heck has time to wash their bike?
Yeah.
I mean,
I try.
Yeah. You're in Ventura. You're in the farm van. I understand it. And you got guys that ride their stuff. Like,
yeah.
You got guys that ride their stuff, and I the first time I met Tony. I met Tony. He came to the shop, met him briefly, started talking about his Westside Collective way before, like, I think it was starting to get on the map.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I can't have you having a dirty bike, and me helping you with this and my sponsoring. I'm gonna ceramic coat it, and I'm gonna detail your bike. And so we did it, and somebody's calling you. But then, so we did his bike, and now he still brags about how clean it is.
What happened?
And I don't know. Put an Asian on it.
Did it? It turned off over here.
It finally did.
Timed out.
Hang on a second. I shouldn't have.
Now it's an audio podcast.
Yeah.
This is where you edit it later on.
Sure. It's not live right now, is it? Yes, it is.
Well, it's still live. Yeah. But
now people start. It's a radio podcast now.
Right? No. Hey, this is a cool dig, bro. This is dope. My sister's name is Erin, by the way. Same as your wife. So that's pretty neat.
Maybe the battery died.
Even though it's plugged in?
Yeah. Weird. No problem, man.
Gave up the ghost.
I probably have extra one. Maybe it wasn't charged all the way? That's odd.
This is where you need to have like recorded commercials. You could just be like, bang.
Yep.
Fillers. You need fillers. That's what it is.
That's exactly what I need.
Whether it's a Tony commercial for Westside or anything else.
Well, I have
Oh.
That's big brain. There you go. That's free. I'm going to charge you.
some sick pan shots of glistening cars and motorcycles.
Yeah. You've seen that SoCal Nation one? No,
yeah,
not SoCal Nation,
no,
but Classic
it was
Venice.
classic. Yeah, I did.
SoCal Nations too. That's another one that we're gonna be a part of too.
SoCal Nation.
Yeah. So
What's the name?
it's
Or
the
what's it?
it's basically let me get the right handle here. I could be saying Nation wrong.
No,
but
no, it's not. It's
it's SoCal something. Anyway, they're down there in San Diego, and it's SoCal Coalition.
coalition.
Oh yeah, SoCal Rider Coalition.
Yeah.
They're grabbing everyone.
with Glenn.
Yes. So
Yes.
we're sponsoring with
Yeah.
them. We're a founding sponsor, and that's pretty cool. It's really taken off. They have over like literally only for like probably being around for about a month. They already have almost 1,500 followers, man, and they're blowing up.
Yeah, he's
Got
doing
some
well
good
actually out
people.
there. He's got a really good marketing thing that he's working with. However, he's
Yeah.
whatever his marketing kind of
I
thing
don't know
is.
either, but I think he's got some good people on there. Like I was
How
hitting
far
up.
are you from him?
He's in San Diego. I'm 2 hours away,
Yeah,
but it's like,
we're a little far
and
away
it's even
ourselves,
worse.
too.
Is it? It's even worse is that it's in another Owner's Pride installer neighborhood basically. So I'm like kind of not allowed to go there because it's San Diego. But it's like, like with y'all's event with you and Westside, it's like I'm gonna go because it's a Westside event. But if it's like a San Diego Harley Davidson event, I'm not gonna go because But he doesn't care. The installer out there already said that he didn't care. But we're back, baby. Hello. You can see our ugly faces again.
There it
Yeah, I
is.
know. I don't know why you want to see. I
know.
always ask people that. Why you want to see our ugly?
Well, it's like TV, man. It's like TV. You could be watching Alone right now, but we're watching Anthony instead.
There. Sorry, guys.
Beautiful.
All right.
Where are we at?
Yeah. So, what you were talking about with Glenn?
Yeah.
SoCal Coalition. Yeah. He hit.
Follow him. Look him
Yeah,
up.
I'm following. We got kind of on board with it. I like the idea. I like
I
the
do too.
concept of it. I
I do
like
too.
what it kind of brings to the table. I've been an advocate. I'll say it still. There's plenty of meat on the bone for everybody,
mhm,
kind of
absolutely.
in the thing,
What I
And-
like about it, it's a setup of all of these different businesses or different
Yeah.
people that have ways that they want to promote themselves.
Yep.
And it's like just another thing that's a chat or whether it's a web page that has all of our information. I was looking at one, there was like a massage guy there. There's like a haircut guy there.
It's gonna be a
There's
big hub.
There's
It's
a
gonna be
mechanic
a collection.
there.
Yeah, and I think for like the motorcycle, like, I mean, like club, like let's just briefly, club stuff, even like MC stuff.
Sure.
There is a coalition
Yeah.
that represents
Sure.
all clubs, and the
Yep.
clubs kind of not abide, but there's just kind of
A neutral space.
a uniform kind of process to make sure everyone's kind of on the same
Mhm.
boat with stuff, right?
Mhm.
And that's generally what I'm gathering. I
Yeah.
haven't been. Did you go to his first meeting?
No. I did
Yeah,
not.
no, neither, and I didn't either because it's in San Diego,
Yeah.
and I'm a little far away from that.
Yeah.
Because so I did ask him, I said, hey, I love the idea, love the concept, something I think that Throttled Roots should be a part of, and I'd like to be a part of. But I'm also in Ventura, and it's like not easy for me just to like roll down there and make a meeting. Can I
Yeah.
like zoom in? Can I just be a
Right.
fly on the wall? Can
Right.
I want to be part of the conversation and part of what's
A
happening?
voice, right.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
just hard to get down there from Ventura
It
to
is.
down
maybe,
there.
Maybe
you know?
like in the future we can get like a middle point.
Yeah.
So-
But I love the idea. Glenn
Yeah,
is
me too.
I just started talking to Glenn recently. He's also sponsoring the show down there at Josie's
Mhm.
Hideout as well.
Sweet.
Route 101 Motorsports, if you don't know
Mhm.
Jackal.
who we're talking
Yep.
about. Yeah, and
Yep.
I have it put a face to Jackal, I guess is the best
Cool,
way.
dude.
I've talked to him though through, social media and, Instagram, but I haven't put a face to him.
Okay.
Is his face on his Instagram?
I think so.
It might
I
be.
know
Is it?
we have him on ours.
Okay.
He was with the girls and they took a photo on the bike. He kind of
Oh,
looks
cool.
like I don't know, like a Joe version, but with a beard.
Like my
Skinny
business
beard.
partner Joe?
Yeah.
Like oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool dude, lay back. Really
Okay.
cool dude.
Chill
Really cool
guy.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think we're all gonna Saturday. I'll probably meet because we're gonna
Yeah,
go
I'm
down
sure.
there for a little. And you're welcome if you'd like to join us if you're not busy. I'm sure Saturdays are busy.
I was thinking about going to Bassani event, but I don't know.
I think we're gonna hit that. Joe sent that to me, and I think what we're gonna try and do is hit that on the way back.
Sweet.
So, I think
So
too.
what we're doing is we need to get we need to get down to Josie's to look at some logistic kind of stuff for the
Where we're gonna
event.
be, yeah.
Yeah, like where people can kind of set up and how.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're going down there Saturday for that. We're going to make a day of it, of course, with
Sure.
riding and just
Sure.
enjoying everyone's company. But we're going down there for business to make
Yeah.
sure that everything is done. And then Joe had sent me the Bassani event.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, maybe we can hit this on the way back.
From what I hear, it was a good time last year.
Okay. And it's at their factory or warehouse or whatever it is.
Santa Ana or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Then maybe we'll catch you. How far is it from you?
Oh, it's not far. It's like 30, 40 minutes.
See, that's the thing. That is, even though, I'm in SoCal, Southern California, a lot of the stuff is based down, like you can be
Yeah.
20, 30 minutes from everything when you live down that way, for all the events and the big names
Yep.
and all that stuff. It's a little harder to get down to some of the shit when we're up. It's not harder. It's just,
Yeah.
Little
No, it's difficult. For
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Especially with being a father, let alone trying to take time off for that. And then, like for me, my daughter's 5. I can't throw her in the back of the bike and go with me, but
Yeah.
it's like, I wish I could.
mine's
One day.
2.5 and 1.5. I can barely, yeah.
Well, I was like, I don't want to know about it. Whatever you do, don't let me know. So we go on. When I had the bike, we would go on rides. Daddy and Daisy ride. We go get ice cream.
There you go.
And she's like, if you do it, just don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Fair
I'm
enough.
cool with it, but I don't want to know.
Yeah. I get it.
Like a Kevlar military belt, and I lock her in the bike.
Really?
A full face helmet. I went to California Harley and got her a leather jacket. And
The whole shebang.
my dad picks her up from school. She's in like a little uniform, like a little skirt thing, and all of her friends. Is that your dad? Is that your grandpa? That's such a cool bike. Can you pick me up on a motorcycle? She still thinks I have a motorcycle. It's like I don't.
That's my daughter used to be done. No, Dad, she'd get embarrassed. I'm like, Rihanna, your friends probably think your dad is the most baddest son of a bitch rolling up on that. You don't even. She's like, I'm getting embarrassed. I don't want to go. Yeah,
Well, it's
She'll
like,
learn soon enough.
it's like Daisy. She was scared of the bike every time I started it. Every time I never came near it, and then she burned herself on the pipes on my nephew's bike. And my nephew picked her up and put her on the tank. And when she put her tank on her legs on the tank, it touched the headers and it burned her leg.
Yeah.
But that right there, that ignited everything. She loves them now. She's
Really?
cleaning them. She's down there helping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's down in the little shop scrubbing on them like the grill of a Cadillac, which I hate. And there's some cars that are detail friendly, and there's some cars that are not.
I
detail
imagine.
friendly.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, I imagine. What's the car that's like? You're like, oh, I hate to see
Land
this
Rovers.
rolling in.
Land Rovers.
Really?
Yeah.
Range Rovers.
Honestly, if we're polishing, it's a Tesla. If we're
Those things
doing
are
paint correction and doing
Why?
because it's so touchy, it's plastic. You can touch the car and it'll scratch it. The paint is so cheap,
Really?
so cheap.
Wait, the body panels are plastic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's the paint is cheap. Pretty much the whole car is plastic or aluminum. It's very, very thin, very cheaply made. And the inside, you can touch anything in the car
It
and it'll
creaks.
squeak.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the. I mean, it's great on the technology, but
And they charge an arm and a leg for all
they
that.
do- and the
stuff.
government gives them rebates because they want to get them gone. And it's like our grid's not ready for it, but that's just my opinion.
Wow. No, it's not.
It's no way.
Wasn't it here?
In the summer, they're like, don't charge your car for a few hours.
Yeah,
I'm
they
like,
said
"What?"
don't charge your car for a few hours. Like, well, you want everyone to be off of this crap and be on the grid, but it can't even suffice with the
No.
amount of cars that are out there right now. It's
No.
crazy. You know what though? There's a lot out there now. There's a lot of
Well, it's
Teslas.
because
Oh, yeah.
the government got behind him and started throwing like $12,000.
Edison is doing full rebates too.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of money back. So
We
it's
literally had-
incentives.
Yeah, because Edison, that's Edison's all of a sudden the gas company.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, they're the gas station all of a sudden.
Right.
Well,
Oh,
my thing is like
follow the money.
There
Mhm.
was, there was a time in February and March where the cars with Teslas would come from dealership straight to my shop for ceramic coating and go to the customer. That's how
Wow.
fast they were coming out. We had them like all the time,
They were already sold before. They were spoken for.
all
Yeah.
day long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tesla's come a long way. You used to see like when you saw a Tesla, it'd just be like this, like maybe this older, maybe this engineer of planes. I don't know. I don't know. You'd see a specific, type attached to it.
Oh, sure.
Now you see like the Armenian that's smoking in them and stuff. You're like, oh man, that's pretty common. When you start seeing that type of stuff,
Yeah.
then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
this is a common car now
Yeah. You're seeing
amongst people.
college cars, first cars.
Yeah.
The first car
Or
a kid
Teslas,
has is
yeah.
a Tesla.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I know. It's crazy. It's
We have
crazy.
some clients that buy their first cars.
Oh,
and it's like,
man.
wait, why'd you just give your kid an $80,000 sports car?
That's
Great.
got like
Literally.
600 horsepower.
Yeah.
They haul ass too. My a buddy
Link
of
it up.
mine, yeah, he gave me a ride in his when he had just bought one. I think his is actually the only one I've sat in and been able to like feel the power of. And he's like, "All right, ready?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fucking punch this thing." And I'm like, "Whoa!" Like it threw me back, and it
They're
threw me
fun.
back quick.
They're
I'm like,
fun.
"Dude, this is like power that it's just
Yeah.
that all that torque that they're quick on the pedal."
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of crap about them though,
They
like
suck
with
the detail for sure.
with the batteries catching fire and the
Yeah.
cars catching fire.
They're doing it
happens.
so quick they can't keep up. Like newer cars today with the paint and all that stuff. Like you go buy. So my dad bought that C10 because he didn't want to have a new technology truck, and B, it was all plastic, and
Mm,
it's going to depreciate as soon as he drives off the lot. He throws money in this truck.
It's all
gonna
steel.
work good for years.
yeah,
And then on top of that, when he does pass, it's going to be worth so much more money.
it's crazy how that works now, huh?
Yeah, but if you buy a new truck, it's like, nah,
And their new trucks are 80 grand.
stupid.
They're ridiculous money. I would
Mm-mm.
love to have a new truck, but I do not want to pay
Yeah,
what new trucks cost, even used trucks.
my dad was like, I'd rather have the money in maintenance that I do on my old truck than a monthly payment and the maintenance. I'd rather just have money that I can just throw
Yeah.
money towards maintenance rather than having just blowing money for no reason just to have it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, the little maintenance I do definitely supersedes the monthly payment for
Dude,
sure.
The payment for my wife's Telluride is almost, it's like $800 a month.
Mm-hmm.
That's for the damn payment, not even the
Mhm.
insurance on the damn
Yeah.
thing, and not even to put gas in the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a third row SUV, so it's
And that was on a $45,000 vehicle. Imagine the payment on a 75. You got to be putting some fat money down if you
Yeah.
want any chance at
well,
it.
it only changes per $1,000. It only changes $20 in your payment. I used to sell cars, and that's exactly what it was. You give $1,000 and you get $20.
Off your
$20
payment.
Off your payment. You got customers dropping tens and $15,000 and $20,000 in cash to get their payment where they need it to be. Their credit's great. If they played with the financing a little bit, they could probably get a little better one, but they don't. They just wait for the guy to just fork up money. So they were easy to do it.
Yeah, I'm a hard ass with it. You sold cars?
I did, yeah.
You did? I'm a pretty hard ass bargainer. I'm like I'm that guy, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
nope, keep working.
Yeah, well,
nope, keep
that's
working.
not the salesman's job. It's to go fight the desk. My job,
I
sold
figure, yeah.
I sold a lot of cars, and I
Yeah.
said, all right, look, this is me and you are on the same team here. We're going to be boxing with those guys. So just tell me where we're at, and
Yep.
then I'll go fight them.
Yep.
And then when they're getting knocked over, they'll come out and they'll talk to you.
Yeah.
And then they're going to fight with you. And you have to
That's
just
the
not.
dance.
And he's like, you can't. I'm telling my customers, you can't back down. If you fight with him, you have to stay with your number and don't move.
That's the dance.
That's
Yeah,
it. And
yeah.
they're like, man, I appreciate you telling me that.
Yeah.
Like, bro, the little pencil, the Foursquare that they do and all that stuff, like, bro, like
the diagrams.
it don't matter. It don't matter. What you say on paper is just get your endorphins thinking about, well, here's this new car and we can get this with short-term financing, and just screw that paper, get a bank on the phone and tell me what they want, and I'll fight that bank. And
Yep.
if that bank don't do it and I don't like it, we'll go to another one.
Yep.
That's really what it comes down
That's
to.
what it
that
comes
will
down
save
to.
you hours of the dealership.
I know.
Hours.
I don't think it was the last one. I think it might have been this Telluride. I think I finally just asked. I'm like, dude, why don't you just bring the dude out here?
It's the same thing with buying a
Why don't
Harley.
you just come? Why don't you just tell
Yep.
him to come to this table so
It's
we
the-
just sort this out?
It's the same mumbo jumbo in buying a Harley. I'm not kidding, dude. I sold Harley Davidsons in Kansas City for Outlaw Harley, which is a sister store of Huntington Beach Harley Davidson.
Oh
The
shit.
same owner owns one in Kansas City, so that's where I bought my Dyna, and I worked there. And it was like that. I was like, it's the same mumbo jumbo. So if you're a salesman at Harley Davidson, you'd sell a lot more bikes if you're on the same team with your customer.
Yeah.
100%. Or
Yeah.
not just your homie. Legit. Treat them
Mhm.
as everybody your homie, and you'll sell a lot more bikes. I did.
This is true.
It worked great
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. The best salesman is kind of like your friend. You
Yep.
don't want to feel like you're being
Yep.
sold something.
Right.
Asian, are you riding?
Sadly, no.
No,
Hopefully soon.
not on the bike. Not you do want a bike.
Not yet.
Not. I was gonna say not yet.
I think tomorrow it'll be his first ride. Tomorrow he'll be sitting on the back of a certain individual's bike.
Okay.
For the ride to the funeral for David Fryer that went down about a month ago.
Okay. That was
And,
over here local too. I think that he
was.
that he
We-
went down,
we
right?
actually
Somewhere
got-
around
yeah.
Magoo Rock or something. I
sir.
heard.
was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was-
rest in
so-
peace, man, to him. I heard about his leaving a fiance or
that's
somebody
tough.
behind and his child, man.
Yeah, the
That's
community, man,
the
the whole community is
hardest
rocked
part.
by it. The whole community is rocked by it, and it's definitely a gut cruncher for sure, because he was just such a sweet dude, and everybody that's listening knows 100% that he's a really sweet dude. And you talk to him for 20 minutes, feels like you talked to him for 2 hours, and just talk about everything, little things, and
Yeah.
just the quirky little Asian, I guess, right? He was, yeah. Him and Asian got along perfectly
Oh,
because they're
man.
both kind of the same background with the Filipino
Yeah.
parents and the same tradition, the
little
same
bit psychopath,
expectations.
you know?
Yeah.
Psycho.
But we're looking forward to seeing everybody tomorrow at the ride. We're gonna be doing a ride with Little West Side to
I'll be
get
doing
out
some
to
filming.
It's
Yeah.
celebration of life.
Yes,
It
sir.
is.
Absolutely.
Treat it that way.
Yeah.
You know, be respectful.
This has brought the whole community
You
out.
know,
It did.
I'm sure it
Brought 'em out
does.
together.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I've been riding for long enough to have been to have to attend you know, funerals because of this. You know, I've known people, and the advice that I give is be respectful when it comes to a funeral service.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
be respectful, and the most important part is keep the family in mind, because I know, like, I'm sure the guy wanted to I'm sure everybody understands how important the motorcycles were to him and how much he loved them and how important it probably would be to have them there for his sake.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, the family also just knows that
Mhm.
due to one of these, that's why he ain't there. So you got to, it's just a fine line, you know, be
It is.
respectful.
Yeah.
Be respectful, I think, when it
Yeah.
comes down to it, because, you know, there's a,
Yeah, he loved to ride. He loved to ride his ride. His
Yeah.
ride was one of a kind for sure.
I imagine.
And,
I imagine. A reminder too that they're when we throw our legs over you know, we know that we understand the risk that we are taking, that we put ourselves in, and unfortunately sometimes that other people put
Yeah.
us in bad
Mhm.
positions, you know.
Especially in California.
Oh yeah.
Down here, it's terrible.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta always ride on the defensive around everywhere you go. But
Well,
you've
that's-
got to learn how to ride. Asian, I'm gonna give you that advice, man. When you get a bike, always just ride on the defensive.
Yes, sir.
Expect the worst
Yep.
to happen. Anticipate that the car's going to
Wanna
pull out
kill
in
you.
front of you.
They really
Yeah,
do.
Like
They really do.
you have to ride on the defensive,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
I told started training my wife to drive city. I mean, she's in Kansas City. It's all farmland. It's low key, right? So Kansas City, Missouri, not Kansas, but showing her like, okay, this is what you do in California, and they all zoom, because they don't see them as, and like a car doesn't see another car as an individual. They see it as an obstacle.
Yeah.
They go around them.
Yep.
That's another individual. That's a family. That's a man in there. That's a God. It's an actor. It could be whoever, right?
Yep.
That's your next movie right there. Be careful. And whether it's treat it like it's your own family member, like your dad right there.
Yep.
And see him as a human being behind the wheel, not just a
Yeah.
obstacle you got to pass real quick. But
Yeah.
you know, so yeah, he'll jump on the bike I think tomorrow, and that'd be fun. I'm gonna plan on riding. So
All right.
it'll be the first ride that I've done in like ever with West Side at all.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm
Yeah.
sorry it's under the
it
circumstances.
is, but it's
you
a
know?
it's a good way to be. And also, you know, we're gonna ride straight over to about 95 miles. We'll ride to another group where they're gonna meet, and then we're gonna ride another 6 minutes to the actual funeral home, where we're gonna park kind of on a designated spot. Like kind of, I guess my job is just to get everybody there.
There you go.
I'll let the other one.
Yeah.
Just follow the
40.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Pay
Yeah,
respect,
you can't
man.
miss the big line.
Yeah.
Follow the green.
So you see that
That's it.
tomorrow, you'll know.
Can't get lost with that.
Don't tell the wife.
Respects is what you guys are there to do, you
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
keep
It'll
it
be
keep
fun.
it that way.
Yep.
Celebrate his life, honor him, you know. Whatever the family needs, you know, support wise, both his is his
Absolutely.
wife or fiance or girlfriend or don't know. Well, either way, you know, make sure she's good and check in on the kid. You
Yeah.
know, how old's the kid? Baby.
Pretty young. Pretty
Yeah.
young.
I mean, it's shitty, but if there's a silver lining, won't remember too much. I get,
Yeah.
you know, won't have to
Yeah.
deal with the
Yeah, I didn't really know him.
psychological
I
stuff.
mean, I don't know David like he's my best friend or anything. You know, I made a post about it. Like I don't really know him that well. I'll be
Yeah.
honest with it. But the little bit I did know, it made an impact, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
have that impact for a while.
Yeah.
Same thing, you know.
Dude, sometimes you don't Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but sometimes you don't have to know somebody like extremely intimate to
Correct.
be able to feel
A
Connected.
bond, yeah.
Mhm.
whether it's a bond or whether you feel I don't know if remorse is the word, or you just sympathize, like
Sure.
you're just kind of going through it. You're a man of you're a man of God, there's just certain kind of
Yeah.
stages of grief that kind of happen along with it, so you don't have to know somebody extremely well, man. I ain't afraid to say it. I shed tears over a dog, it
Yeah.
wasn't even my dog. A roommates of my dog, passed, and I took care of that dog. Because he was a firefighter, so I'd have to like help and feed it and stuff. And I got attached to it. And when he passed, I was like, damn,
That sucks.
the shit hit
It
hard,
hits you, man.
So
Yeah, it hits.
you don't have to be like super tied to the hip or anything like that to feel like paying respects, paying recognition, honoring a person. You don't have to be any of that stuff,
Yeah.
man. You just pay respects is really.
I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about
Where is it at and what time?
It's tomorrow at 9 a.m. and it's going to be in San Jacinto Funeral Home.
Okay. Where are
at
you
9.
guys meeting?
We're going to meet at Randy's Donuts in La Cienega.
Okay.
off of Manchester.
Where
the-
West Side
the
typically
normal-
meets?
That
yeah.
typical spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's because West Side, Tony has to work tomorrow, and there's some other people that have been hitting him up about, are you planning on going? Are you going to ride or whatever? And then, so I hit him up and I asked him, I said, so what's the plan? Are you going to do a ride or whatever? And he goes, no, I got to work.
Yeah.
So I guess Natasha, she's another one that's in a part of the Big Side and West Side. Now I'm a different entity from West Side, but even though I'm pretty active with them,
Yeah.
So I kind of been helping Natasha with, just
Good
to get
deal.
the dates and the information. So we're gonna meet there tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock in the
Ooh,
morning.
early.
Yeah, because it's
2-hour
Friday morning.
ride.
It's 95 miles. I don't drive like an idiot, or I don't drive fast. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry, I don't drive fast, and I just want to get there. I don't need to rush to get there.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to meet us there at 6, we'll kickstands up at 6:30. It's 95 miles with lane splitting, and
Where is it?
we're gonna meet all the way up at a park up there about 6 minutes from the place.
It's far.
It's San
It's
Jacinto.
really
It's by
far.
Murrieta. It's by
It's
foothills.
inland.
It's yeah. Like north. Yeah,
I
105
gotcha.
type thing all the way down, and then
Okay.
91 stuff. So it's a little ways. He did. I can't believe it, man. He lived way out there, and he was at every West Side event. He was driving 90 to 100 miles just for an event, and he was there. He was usually the first one there and the last one to leave.
Crazy.
And then on top of that, did the ride and everything.
Yeah.
The dedication
So
was
he
impeccable.
loved to ride.
Found his people.
Yeah,
You know,
he did.
I think you
He
just
did.
found
And I think
like-minded
we all
people.
did. I think we all did. I mean, you did.
Yeah.
Look at all your sponsors, man. I mean, I found my people with Westside and with Tony and with pretty much everybody that wants to, affiliate with good people, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, you figure it out, right? As you
sure.
go to an event or as you talk to more people,
Yeah.
as you network. Sometimes people are just going to give you the wrong vibe. You're like, it's not the direction I need or the people I need to associate with, whatever it may be. You kind of go with your gut instinct. But I think if you're out there and you're just being active, things happen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're at. That's where Anthony's Auto Spa is at.
It
That's
is.
where West Side is at. That's
sure.
where Luna Vision is at. And I think that's just why shit blossoms. You just gotta be out there in the trenches, and you just gotta meet and greet people.
Mhm.
I mean, we don't just do motorcycles either. I mean, we do a lot of motorcycles because of Westside.
Yeah.
And it's literally
It just opened up a whole nother portal,
Yeah,
basically.
it's
Yeah,
100% because of Westside, and I'm not exaggerating by no means. Tony does a great job at leading all of that and communicating with everything, and then on top of that, working a full-time job.
yeah.
Does a great job at it. Great guy. So Westside does a
I
lot.
feel
of
that one, boy.
man.
Yeah.
He is. I'm not trying to brag on it. I'm not trying to even boast him up. He knows he's just what he is. But he's definitely helped my business, and I feel like I'm helping his
Mhm.
by complimenting the bikes, and that's what it really comes down to.
Yeah,
Every bike that leaves our shop, we film it in a certain way. We put Asian in between two palm trees, and they rip out of our driveway. And it's just been a trend. I'm like, go to your tree. He knows, like, just go film it. And they leave, and they yeah, they go,
It's the
man.
most exciting feeling ever.
I've yet to have somebody pop a wheelie, which you guys,
Someone needs to do it.
Need to do it. That'd be dope.
Needs to do it.
But
blow it up.
We're on a cul-de-sac right off the 110 freeway in San Pedro, off the channel exit. You can't miss our building. My sign, that logo is a big light up sign
okay.
that you see from the freeway from the 110.
Oh,
so
shit.
we're right by the water. We got some awesome pizza and tacos, and there's like a little bar right there. It's pretty cool to kick it while you're getting your bike washed or come hang out with us. Jesse came out and we did his bike, and he was outside just smoking a doobie and having a good time and talking to my brother.
Being Jesse.
Yeah, being
Yeah.
Jesse. And
Spreading good vibes,
it
man.
was awesome. I loved it. And so like everybody that comes to our shop, it's, you know, I literally take their bike that they ride, and let's face it, I mean, not everybody has the proper equipment. There's very few detailers in the industry that I've met, as far as in the motorcycle industry. There's very few that call themselves detailers, and they are, and I'm not discrediting them, but even then they don't want to wash their bike.
Yeah.
I love it. Like, that's why I told you, I was like, we'll come up early and we'll wash your bike while we're at it, and we'll do it. Because I told you, that's something I like to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
being able to take a nasty bike that's all pitted and rust and
Mhm.
salt air and dirt and grime and just turn around and flip it. Like for Tony, for instance, Tony's bike got ceramic coated and got detailed for it. And his Harley Davidson on the street bob on the side of the tank was all black. It was all black. Well, Tony wears all black all the time. So when he rides that bike, he's got black jeans on and they rub against the tank. When we were polishing it, he didn't even know there was gold there.
Oh, wow.
So we struck gold when we polished his bike.
Literally.
So it's like, and it's still shiny. It stays
Yeah.
that way. And every time I see a bike that I've touched, whether it's a Street Bob or Carrie's or No Fucks or Jesse's, and just being able to do all those guys' bike, and I'm like walking through the show and I'm like, yeah, I've done that bike. I've done
Yeah.
that bike.
You
I've
know
done
it
that
too.
bike.
You see it. There's a visible difference.
Huge difference between regular washes and just your normal dealership detail
Mm-hmm.
compared to someone that knows
Yeah.
what the ins and outs of Harleys. The reason why I started detailing bikes is because I had a bike that acquired a whole lot of attention. My Heritage Softail was all chrome. It was lowered. It was
Spokes,
white
the whole
walls. It
thing?
was, yeah,
Mhm.
it was.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was. It sucked.
Yeah.
But every ride I wiped it down. I washed it. So pretty much everybody leaves the shop, and I'm like, okay, look, here's some chemical for you. Wipe your bike down in between.
Maintain.
Maintain what I did, so that way
Yeah.
you're not paying me all the time. Even though I'm glad to take your money, just make it easier
Yep.
on you.
Yep.
Because having that reset moment is
Keep
a
it.
game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
As
then
a game
carry it
changer.
through the ride. Just keep it.
So
Keep it.
I'm an advocate for that myself, man.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like you in the sense I don't necessarily like I take pride in cleaning my shit, but I don't know, it's like decompress for me. It's
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind throwing it on the lift and then wiping it down and getting it all clean. Put some music, maybe grab a beer
Yeah,
or
for
something,
sure.
and it just I don't know, it's just kind of a vibe for me.
Therapeutic,
It's
yeah,
kind of
for
yeah,
sure.
it's like all right,
Yeah.
and then when I'm done, I'm looking at a really good product, you know, or a good finish, you know.
Well, that's kind of the same mentality we have at the shop. So we have the music going, we have the bike there, we have the atmosphere going. So it's almost like you're kind of matching it, but you're just not doing the work.
Yeah.
And I'm not super expensive either. I'm affordable. I'm accommodating. Like, okay, like, you know, hey man,
We'll work with you.
Well, where I was going is like what you said is if you get it done, you're going to pay some money out of
Yeah.
pocket the very first time,
Sure.
you know, but you're going to get a good product in return, and you're going to get something that now is just maintaining, or not just
You can keep
maintaining,
up.
but you can
Okay.
maintain for a period of time, so you can extend the long, you know, the time or the term of
Sure.
what that detail and what that, you know, treatment, that ceramic
Yep.
coat kind of got you, you know. And keeping a clean bike, it'll help in the long run when it comes to like maintenance and like oil
Reselling,
drips and
all
all
that.
that type of stuff. Like
Yep.
if you keep a clean bike underneath, you know, you just wipe it down, you don't get grime and gunk all over it, you can spot an oil leak relatively
Real
quick.
quick.
You can find where it's coming from. You
Yeah.
know, some people need that grime because that's how the oil stays in. But
Yeah.
don't wash the bottom,
Little bit of
Anthony,
sealant
'cause
in that
that's
dirt
that's
sealant.
how it
Yeah.
stays sealed. You know?
Yeah.
But
We've had a couple of those.
yeah, oh, I'm sure.
Oh, man.
I'm sure you've seen some stuff
Oof.
roll through. You're like, oh gosh.
And that's what's so cool is that I don't like to do basic. Basic means something's left undone.
Yeah.
It's the initial
Something's lacking.
the initial, yeah, exactly. The initial payment, the initial detail is always expensive. Or
Mhm.
it's more money than the regular maintenance.
Yeah.
Like Tony's bike, I think I've washed it once since I ceramic coated it. And I washed like 4 bikes that day. And his was the only one I actually ceramic coated. And it was like, we were
Take
done
it,
in like 5
spray
minutes.
Dry it.
Like we automatically knew it was like 5 minutes we were done. And
Okay.
we did one by Grunt Rider. He's up in San Jose.
Yeah.
And Richard,
Had him on the podcast.
yeah.
too.
So
Yeah.
we did Grunt's bike right before Born Free, and we did our new ceramic coating called Self Healing.
I saw
OPX.
that actually.
So
I
it's-
saw a video you posted
Yeah,
of
so
that.
it's exactly what it is. And I showed him that, and he goes, "That's not true." I said, "Come here." And we took a wire brush to his paint, and we bust out the heat gun, and he watched him go away, and he started raving about it to everybody.
Crazy.
Because it's the new technology, and it's
So explain
It's
that a little
crazy.
bit to me. Let's backtrack one second and
Cool.
explain the ceramic portion of it. Like
Okay.
what exactly
yeah, that's a good question.
it does, you know.
This is what we're all about.
So detailing is just getting something clean and protecting it with something, whether it's liquid wax or paste wax or pig shine or whatever the sealant you want.
Over the clear. Something over the clear coat.
Correct. Something that's going to be the sacrificial layer other than your clear coat. So the bike comes from primer. It goes bare metal, primer, paint, clear coat.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Normally on newer cars and stuff like that, they have a couple layers of clear coat. Well, all the scratches, the swirls, the abrasions of some deep, some not deep, like little macro swirls that you see, that happens to the clear coat.
Yep.
So the paint correction and the polisher and the buffer and using polish, that levels the clear coat to where now you have smoothened out and you have taken the indentations into the clear coat
Mm-hmm.
and you leveled it flat. Well, when you level it flat, what you have now done is you have stripped the bike down or stripped the vehicle down of all sealants, all sodium, all salts, all waxes, everything on the clear coat itself. So now you have this bare, naked surface, virgin-like surface, and for you to just polish it and just hit it with a wax, it's not going to last long.
2 weeks.
Maybe there's an older generation that works it in old school with a compound, and then they hit it with the sealant, Mr. Miyagi way. And well, it's like
hours of work.
but it's therapeutic, like you say.
Yeah.
It's something that they're used to. They can't screw it up. Rather than with a buffer, you can burn paint and then you're repainting everything. So doing it by hand is definitely the safest, whether it's even grabbing a microfiber towel that's fresh and put some polish and doing it by hand to get a swirl out. That's more safe than doing it with a buffer that you bought from AutoZone thinking you know how to do it.
Yeah.
You don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Stay away from it.
Yep.
So when you do the polishing, you level that clear coat and then you put on a sealant. The technology today is liquid wax, synthetic sealants are old. Just they're not worth it. They're not going to last.
It's not enough of a protectant anymore.
Correct. They sit on top of the clear coat. So our ceramic coatings through Owner's Pride, they're based out of Omaha, Nebraska. They're a manufactured in the United States product. Huge thing for me. I don't want to buy some cheap knockoff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give my customers with a Rolls Royce and a Maserati and a McLaren and a Ferrari something a knockoff that's just going to keep coming back to me. Yeah, that means more money, but they're willing to pay for a more premium product.
Yep.
So made in USA is a big thing. Number two is our ceramic coatings are backed by a third-party warranty company. No one else has that. System X, Ceramic Pro, Harley Davidson, no one has a backed by third-party warranty. So that means I'm free and clear, Owner's Pride is free and clear, and the customer gets a legit 1-800 number, super simple claim that they can do, that they call that number and say they have certain different environmental things covered from tree sap, water spots, UV fade, acid rain, fuel stains, bird droppings, road gum, oxidation, just a numerous amount of environmental things that they're willing to warranty. That's awesome.
So when you warranty, what do they warranty? The paint repair? They
One or two
whatever.
things. Yeah, if it's like bird etching, like bird dropping etching, and it leaves a ring because the acidics they bake in different temperatures.
Right.
So the warranty will cover either depends on the year warranty, the year coating that we're going to put on. We have a 3-year, 5-year, 7-year, 9-year self-healing. We have motorcycles 3 and 5. We have RV 3 and 5. We have marine 3 and 5. We have power sports 3 and 5 year coatings.
I see.
So they're all the single. The 3 and 5 are single stage, single steps. They're single layers. The 7-year and the 9-year are multi layers. The self healing is the single layer, but they're all going to be a different. Goes from best to good to best. So
Gotcha.
3 years not as going to be as good as the 9-year. You're going to get more of a 30%, 50% raw element ceramic in a 9-year than you will with a 3-year. 3 years just for lease, just to get you by. 9 years, that long-term investment, whether it is for 3 years or not, you get a 9-year warranty. It's transferable to the next owner.
No,
It shows up on the Carfax.
That's
So that right there is a selling factor when you trade it in or trade up or sell it. You can say, hey, I ceramic coated this at 200 miles. it's got a 9-year coating. It's only been 2 years. You have 7 more years left.
It's your
Nice.
equity. It's added
So
equity on
now
it.
It's helping. So the ceramic coating is a maintenance. You have to emphasize that it's not a permanent protection.
It's like it's not it's a long-term body armor, basically,
Yeah, for
depending
sure.
on
It's
if you do it
extremely
whatever year
hydrophobic.
you're doing.
Yep, it is extremely hydrophobic, and all of it. It is the thickest sacrificial layer. So nowadays, most competitors that are trying to stack up with Owner's Pride is they're stuck with a 9H test hardness, a lead test hardness. They put a lead test and they measure based on how hardness you have to press before it etches into that
I gotcha.
ceramic. Well, most of them are a 9H, which is pretty good
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part.
Owner's Pride 7-year, 9-year are 13H.
They said, screw that. We're doubling it pretty much.
Self-healing is even more off the scale because it's heat activated and it literally heat activated, and you
So
can
like
live
even in the sun, it fixes itself.
Pretty
almost.
much. Yeah.
all the little micro swirls that you get from your pants or the towels or anything like that,
Dust brushing by.
Gone.
Anything.
the heat activates it and it erases them away.
Wow.
So the ceramic coating is a nano ceramic. It's a liquid form. It comes in a little Cracker Barrel bottle, 1 fluid ounce that we use. It's not a spray on. We use an applicator pad. We strip that bike down of everything, all sodium, all salts, all iron, waxes, sealants, everything. We get it
Water
completely
spots.
naked. And then we put the ceramic coating on, and that ceramic coating is a chemical bond. Now, I understand nowadays they have like the baked on where it's several more hours. Him being in a testing facility and stuff, knowing the baked on is actually really stronger than a bond because you're literally
Cooking it in.
forcing it, right, as
Yeah.
one. Well, it's more malleable if it's a bond.
Oh,
So
it
the
makes sense.
ceramic bond,
molecules
that
can
takes
move
place-
around.
Exactly.
They
So
can move
the
around.
things that happen at moving forward, like the scratches and the swirls that are not the self-healing part,
Way fixable.
it's a whole lot easier to fix. I don't want to say you'll never need to, and the Owner's Pride says it, but I don't like saying it. You'll never need to wax again. You'll never need to polish again.
So so something like that then? Because I mean, I come from a paint and body background. So
Sweet.
when you're talking, layers of, all the different layers that go into it, I'm right there with you. I understand the cut and buff process. Cutting it down from 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, whatever,
Yeah,
and
sure.
then bringing it back to a polish. It's how you knock all the orange peel off. So I understand everything on that aspect. So, but when you put a ceramic coat on it, should you still cut and buff at any point, or the ceramic coat kind of almost takes care of where
It's
you don't even
self-leveling.
need to have to do that? Because if you
You
do
do all
that,
that
you're knocking
before.
ceramic off. If
You
you have
do
to
all-
cut and buff.
Yeah, you do all that before.
It's all part of the
Okay.
prep work.
Before you put the coating on. The coating is that sacrificial layer now. So whatever happens, like those swirls, the scratches, the mineral things,
Gotcha.
happen to the ceramic coating, not your clear coat, not your paint. So most customers get the ceramic coating because it's thicker than any wax, it's better than any sealant, and it's more longevity of hydrophobics than anything out there.
So if you do get like you have the self-healing one, so if you get, your wedding ring or your button on your pants rubs up against it or something
Yeah.
like that,
Sure.
is it just you can get like microfiber, and because of the coating it
You
is,
can't-
you got to buff it out a little bit, or
No, just like with anything, you don't want to do anything dry,
of course, because then you're just moving dirt all over the
right?
place.
With
then.
anything, whatever
Yeah.
you put in, you don't want to do it dry. So you want to do it wet somehow.
I was going to say something dirty, but
I
I
know.
won't.
That's what I said with anything. I knew you were going there. But
You know what I meant. If you know, you know.
yeah. But for us, for really anybody, that's what the warranty is for. You have those scratches, you have those oxidations, you have those things that happen. It's a simple 1-800 number. You get Owner's Pride on the line, and they handle all of that. Whether it's giving you the product to maintain it and giving you the product to fix it, or you don't want to fix it,
Give it back to us.
They will call me
Mhm.
as your installer to come back out. I will fix it. They'll do one of two things. They will pay for repair, which means me polishing or me fixing the issue and getting it gone, and recoat.
Reapplication.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're
Covers
not going to pay for repaint because that's just not what they're going to do. Now moving forward, Owner's Pride is doing a lot more for that coverage as far as repainting goes. But for the state
Gotcha.
of California, they can't get that warranty part.
I see.
But for 3-5 year motorcycle warranty. Anything happens to that bike, environmentally,
We
you're
got you.
covered.
Yeah.
You're not paying anything.
So this, yeah, I mean, obviously, it's not going to cover the scratch that you made in it from the screwdriver you dragged across it.
Negligence.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
this is not
gonna
going to
do
cover that type of
For
stuff.
sure.
Yeah.
But this is definitely it's a long-term thing. Like, you
It
are
is.
protecting. It's
Oh, yeah.
essentially you're protecting
It's not
your
permanent.
investment.
It's not permanent, and that's exactly right. The whole motto for Anthony Auto Spa is, you say it all the time, is that I say it a lot: protect your investment. I'm
Yeah.
a big thing about it. It's not like protect your 401k or whatever. That's a different investment. But your Harley Davidson that's worth 12 grand,
Yeah.
16 grand, it's an investment, man. It's an asset, dude.
Yeah.
I bought the bike for 6 grand with 3,000 miles on it. I sold it for 12,
Yeah.
and I put 16,000 miles on it.
And
Like,
let's be real, like, the first thing, like, most people look at on whether it's a motorcycle, a boat, a car, a truck,
how clean it looks.
is paint and how clean it looks.
your appearance.
And, you know, and if
Yeah.
if you have a bike that has loud paint on it, then that's probably going to grab your attention first. On the other end of it, if you have a bike that's just black, which there's obviously a lot of them,
Harley,
but if you
yeah.
have a bike that's just black, but you have, you know,
Swirls.
a good color, yeah, well, that's the difference, right? If you have either swirl marks, you have faded paint, versus you have ceramic coating and you
Right.
don't see those swirl marks, that black, it hits
And
way
that's the thing.
different.
Black is common,
Yeah,
but it
yeah, I
gathers
know.
the most swirls. It looks the worst when it's not taken
Yeah.
care of.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So it's more of like I like to think ceramic coating is mainly for maintenance. We can when we do your bike, when we ceramic coat your bike or your car, for your bike, for instance, we do ceramic coating on everything but the tires and the rubber, right? The hoses, the electrical things. We don't.
Oh, so you
touch
can put it
those.
over the bars, over the mirrors, over
do.
the everything.
I
then.
do. The seat, the leather, the seat, the bars, the engine. We can use an like the spray can. We can spray it all on there.
Mhm.
It goes on everything. So the cars our package includes like everything exterior, but tires and wheel wells for safety reasons.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
it's
makes
touching
sense.
all plastics, all glass, all trim, all the painted surfaces, the rails, the everything.
Dirt's not sticking to nothing.
So
Mm.
yeah, and then so it's mainly for maintenance. Now, if you want proper protection, right? You go through Blythe, you go to Scottsdale, and you get rock chips, and you want to protect that from rock chips or scratches in general. The self-healing is still part of that maintenance package, even though it does have the self-healing particles in it and a 13H hardness on it. It still doesn't stack up to paint protection film. Paint protection film is the stuff that you get underneath your Harley Davidson seat when you get it from the dealership. You have
Yeah.
that like clear brawl stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff on your front fender or on your fairing or on your plastics or
Mhm.
anything on your gas tank or something like that. That alone will protect the rocks from chipping or scratches or something like that. And
Yeah.
it's just as easy as pulling that off and pulling a new one on.
Yeah. Do you guys do that type of stuff?
We do. Yeah, we
You
did
guys
one
install
for
that?
yeah, we did that. We did
Mhm.
one for today for Kevin Ruthless that we did.
Oh, cool.
Ruthless has a Lowrider ST white. It's really nice. He's got the little gold thing going on, and he had some carbon fiber pieces. He wanted to get PPF'd. The gas tank bib that was on the Lowrider ST. It's all
Gotcha.
like that I don't know, denim metal
Powder
whatever,
coat, like
real
type.
thick,
Yeah.
rough, real stupid looking and ugly and real huge. So he put a carbon fiber thing on there, and it made it more low profile. It made it more sleek looking. And then he has those the crash guards for the clutch levers, those little plastic things.
Yep.
And he was just going to get PPF, paint protection film, over. We put a 12-year paint protection film, high gloss, over that carbon fiber, which enhanced the carbon fiber.
Oh,
So now
okay.
the carbon fiber it will not fade. It will not oxidize like carbon fiber does. You can ceramic coat over the hydrophobics of the PPF because the PPF is self-healing. So it is the same particles as heat extractant or heat activated. And then also you can put a ceramic coating over that.
So it's like a film basically
It
that you
is.
put over.
It's a
It's like
clear-
a wrap almost.
Yeah,
It is a wrap. It's a clear wrap.
Clear wrap.
Okay.
You can go satin, you can go high gloss, you can go matte, you can go black if you want.
And so, like, on a car, you would just wrap the whole bumper, like, seam to seam, where
Sure.
you almost don't even see it.
Yeah, that's exactly. So we put it through our plotter, which is custom through the VIN number. So it comes up as a screen, all the cutouts, and the plotter cuts the roll of
Oh.
film for us. So all we do is when we get the film, we put it on by water, and it's expensive. I say expensive. There's a proper word for it, whatever, but it's expensive because the film costs a lot.
Yeah. Everything
And
the freaking costs
the
a lot right now.
application alone is very select. Not everybody can do it. That's why it's when they do it, they screw it up. Like putting a sticker on your fridge or whatever, you can still put bubbles in it, decals.
Yeah, I
in
do
you
it
can
all the
still
time.
you can still screw it up. So there's ways to go around it, but we use the proper techniques with our Eco Wash solution and our film and stuff. So we put the film on that bib, and we also did the carbon fiber match vinyl wrap on those lever
Oh, okay.
guards, and it came out perfect. Like he's like, dude, you can't even tell it's not carbon fiber.
Good.
So
Don't tell anyone.
we told everybody now.
Yeah.
I did that before too. I had
Jesse's like, damn it, I bought all this money, bought all this carbon fiber, no reason.
I had I think it's the fender that I still have not put back on my bike. When I was building the thing, I took it to a wrap shop and I had them wrap it in carbon fiber. I'm like, wrap it in carbon. And
Yeah.
people looked at it and go, it was just when like Hoffman started coming out. Is that a Hoffman? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sure is.
Well, it's so close that it's unreal.
The
Like,
weave, it looks just like
Really?
Oh
like
yeah.
the color when you use it in the sun, you can usually tell the carbon fiber has like a little bronze look to it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
This has more of like a silver bronze, so it looks like brand new carbon fiber. Because carbon fiber does fade, you know that.
Yeah.
And it does turn golder and golder and golder.
Mm-hmm.
The newer the carbon fiber, the more gray it looks.
Yeah.
So with this wrap, and then we can go PPF over it to where if you do get rock chips, you're not affecting the wrap, you're affecting the PPF.
And
Nice.
just peel it off.
Yeah,
and
you have to peel
still
them both
fresh.
off, but you can reapply it. So we do
Okay.
that too. We do that in house. So like for him to do that, it was like
It's
pretty
good
reasonable.
talking to you about it because honestly, like I wash my bike most of the time myself because it's therapeutic.
Mhm.
I'm just here. I'm like power wash it, pressure wash it, put on the lift, go to town, couple beers, my kids running around. It's just kind of it's a lot of work. Fuck, don't get me wrong, but I enjoy doing it for that. Now it's good
Mhm.
hearing and talking to you about it because I have the concept of what a ceramic coat is
Mhm.
and the protective film you're kind of talking about.
Mhm.
But some people will either hear the name Auto Spa or they'll hear detail and they think basically it's just a wash, a good
Mm-mm.
cleaning, you know.
Yeah,
but
that's not
this
it.
this is
Correct.
if you think if now talking to you a little bit more about it, what you're offering, at least in the realm of what you're offering, is you're offering a good clean machine or car, whatever, to start off with, but then you're sending them off with a plan, so to speak,
Right.
some protection for the long term
Yeah, I'm
run
not-
of this bike
yeah, I'm
or
not a
car.
well, majority of the guys today in Los Angeles is that they're glorified car washers. They call themselves detailers, but they're glorified car washers. Now, I've slaved for 13 years in this business and doing it a long time to where I don't need to be doing soccer mom cars anymore.
I feel you.
Oh,
So and
man.
doing bikes and stuff like that, I do bikes because I ride bikes and I love bikes, but at the same time, like it's just like with anything. The reason why you buy a Harley Davidson product is because it's Harley Davidson product.
Yeah.
It's a legit product rather than knockoff. So
The
why
brand.
would you and branding
Yep.
and why would you want to spend something so cheap and quick and they're just going to screw it up?
Yeah.
Everybody has those stories where I tried Jose's or Juan's or Pepe's or somebody else's, and it could be Anthony's for all I know. It could be
I was gonna say, why's it gotta be all the
I
Mexicans?
don't know.
Gotta be all the
Well,
Mexicans.
hustlers, man.
I'm
They
just
hustle.
messing, man.
They hustle for sure.
It's the truth, though. I'll be
They do.
real, man. I'll be real. I'll be real. Yeah, that's
They
sometimes
hustle
the way that
and,
it is.
My business is very market based. It's very accommodating with all of that. I'm not super like expensive. Some people have different classifications of how bad a vehicle is,
Yeah,
and when we get into it, we're like, dude, you paid for a detail. I'm
Yeah.
not just gonna do, like I said, I don't do basic for one, so that. I'm gonna give you the best foot forward, whether you pay for it or not. We did a Charger today, and the guy took it upon himself to think he can polish his car. Well, he polished his car and he didn't fine cut it, and he just has all these buffer marks.
Oh,
All in the
yeah.
You
paint,
see where he
and you see
stops
it in
and
the
goes
sun,
and stops.
yeah.
and he has in the long run, he still has to bring it to a professional to do it because he's just ruined it, and then he's ceramic coated over the polish, and now we have to
Oh,
strip
now you
all
got
that
it all
off.
sealed in there.
And he's sitting here trying
Yeah.
to like haggle me on the price and everything, and I'm like, dude.
Not
Okay,
happening.
Well, I'm willing to do it. Like I want to do you a solid yeah, I understand these mistakes happen.
Yeah.
I'm looking at 4 or 5 hours of polishing this thing, not to mention the decontamination. And then on top of that, I'm going to hit it with a 6 to 9 month ceramic sealant that we're going to put on that spray on. That's going to help you so you don't screw this up again. And, I did it based on his budget. Honestly, I'm not looking for any praise. I just did it based on his budget. And he was like, came to me this morning. He was still questioning it. We're doing the price, right? We're not going to change the price. I'm like, dude, don't. I just finally just was real frank. I said, stop worrying about it. I told you what I was going to do. Let me do it. Let me do my thing, man. Let me
Carry
go.
it through. We got it.
And sure enough, man, he got there. He's like, let me do sun check. And he's all looking on different angles and stuff. And I'm like, go ahead and look, bud. I already looked and they're not there. And if they touch me, I'm the chef at this thing. They go, every car sees me when it comes in, and every car sees me when it leaves.
Good deal.
And I'm not going to put
quality control check.
I'm not going to put a ceramic sealant on it if there is anything there.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're right. I'm like, but by all means, double check me.
Do your
Go
thing.
for
Yeah,
it.
I get it.
And then
Knock
he called me
yourself out.
he called me 3 hours later and was like, dude, I'm staring at my car and it looks amazing. Thank you for helping my budget. Thank you for doing this. And I'm like, okay, well, cool. So that was awesome. So if you just stay in your realm of knowledge, really, I mean,
Yeah.
it's worth the investment. Whether you think maybe your glorified car wash can handle that stuff, and he's willing to do it for you at a discounted rate. Not knocking it. Appreciate the grind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not doing it, but it's like pay for what you get.
Yeah.
Well, you said it yourself. You said you're sitting there washing your bike for hours. It takes a while, right? Well, that's what that ceramic coat's all about. That's what we're all about. We're here to help make your life easier maintaining your bike. So instead of
gotcha.
sitting there for 4 hours with a toothbrush or a Q-tip, scrubbing everything, how about you pull it in, you take your hose, and you take your towel, and you just wash it down,
Yeah.
and all that dirt falls off. We've seen it. We've seen it with all the bikes that we've ceramic coated. They're like, okay, it's a little dirty. Bring it in. Whip the hose out.
Yeah.
And that stuff clean.
It's good stuff.
So it really makes your life easier.
I
but,
gotcha.
Like it all still falls under the same category as technology.
Mm-hmm.
Ceramic coating is ceramic coating. Wax is wax.
Yeah.
Sealant is sealant. The only thing you're paying for is service. I understand that. There's cheaper way. You can go to AutoZone, get ceramic spray, and do the same job I'm doing. I get it. But I'm using a more premium product.
Yeah. There's technique. There's other things that are
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
involved,
There's
like
equipment,
there exactly. There's
knowledge,
you're right. You
experience.
can do it. And sometimes I get into my head, I'm like, I can do that shit. But then I'll step back at the end of it and go, yeah, but somebody else could have done it better. That's what they get paid for. That's why.
Yeah, your expectations of like done
Yeah.
is different than mine.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You're adequate. I'm good with it.
Yep.
I'm good with it
Yeah.
because you're not going to put more time into it.
Yeah. When someone specializes in it, or that's their business, trust most of the time that they're going to put the quality of work that they're doing is usually going to be better than what
Well,
you're
it's
going to do.
Not only just washing cars or detailing bikes or anything. It's like your taxes. I could do my taxes online.
Yeah.
Well, a tax person knows loopholes. You don't.
Yeah.
So
Ain't that the truth?
you want some more money back? Use loopholes.
I would imagine auto spa, detailing, car washing, is along the lines with like tattoo artists, painters.
Barbers.
You need your work to look good in order for you
Yeah.
to, so it's not like if you let it go out the door with water spots, well, then your standard and quality of work just isn't the same. And that's what separates,
Yeah, I love Trevor. Bulletproof welder is this
I just saw you worked on his bike, right?
Bro, he drove down from Bakersfield with all of his tins,
Mhm.
brought it to my shop. We did paint correction. We were there till like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, polishing all of it. Because he rides his bike.
Yeah.
He takes it to shows.
He rides it.
Things happen. He put a lot of money into that bike and a lot of time into that bike.
Yeah.
He put a lot
I
of
know.
time and put a lot into it. And he could have gone somewhere in Bakersfield. He could have gone somewhere in the valley. He could have gone somewhere a whole lot closer. He didn't need to come all the way to me and then turn around and go back home and then come all the way back to me
Just to
again
pick him up?
and then go back home. Like, there's a reason why he did that. And I'm not trying to brag, is that he's like, I don't want anybody to screw it up. That is a one-of-a-kind artwork
Yeah.
that he's very proud of. I'm very proud of to have that in my showcase. And then let alone him talking about it and posting it about it. Like, I met him at Shifter Crew and he won Best of Show at Shifter Crew event. And that was part of the win for Shifter Crew event. So I threw down on everybody that won gets a ceramic coating.
Oh, cool.
and everybody. The best of show got ceramic coating. All the other categories got a detail kit or a detail by me. So most of them were LA based anyway.
Oh, okay.
Because Ship the Cruise California based. So
Yeah.
I'm in between them, like between events and shows, we can coordinate. So that's what we did with that. And so he won best of show. And so it came down to doing a ceramic coating. And when he said, I just want the tins, I was like, I don't have to detail the whole bike. I don't have to clean it. I can just do the tins and all of the metal. And it was literally night and day when we got done. He gave it to me and it was all swirled and scratched and toweled. Because, I mean, he does travel it and he does ride it and stuff.
Yeah.
And he doesn't polish it and stuff like that. But, man, when we got done, he was, like, blown away. He was like, man, this thing looks great.
That's good.
And he took it to Born Free. And everybody oohed and all over it like I did.
Did he win over there this year?
He didn't.
Not this year?
No, not
What
this
do you
year.
know what Dyna did
I don't
win?
even think nobody does.
No?
So
Well,
maybe they all know if they were there, but there was no post about it.
I didn't see
at least for
anything.
me. Anyway.
really?
Yeah.
Bagger? Anybody know Bagger?
Maybe. I don't
Because that
know.
was on Sunday, I think.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
know.
Bagger and Dyna were on Sunday. I think they do the choppers and the FXRs on Saturday.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, and you step into that category of, Born Free, which is your own built bike. Like,
You have guys
Yeah,
coming
they've got
in
some
with,
dope. I've had
pretty tough.
I had
Ration
a,
Supplies bike.
I saw
Wow.
some pictures of it. Yeah, it looked pretty nice.
It was cool.
all
man.
stops pulled.
I bet.
Yeah.
I had a buddy. I call him a buddy of mine now. It goes by the name Action Jackson. The Instagram.
Huh.
His name is Sean Jackson, but he goes AX in Action. And he had it down there, Born Free. Don't know if you saw it. I really wanted to see it in person, but it's a inertia started chopper bobber, I guess you can call it, more like a Vikla, but he starts it with like this hand crank.
Oh,
Have you seen it? It's fucking
No.
insane,
That's
man.
cool.
It's actually
Hand crank.
yeah, it's just an inertia starter, man, where he just like gets this thing spinning and spinning and spinning, and then it turns it over, man. It's pretty damn cool, actually, man.
oh, it's that one.
Yep.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah,
is cool.
I've had him on the podcast before.
Look at all that
um,
time, man. That's a lot of work.
Oh, dude, he built some cool. He races a lot of he races like vintage, like 1920, like
Action.
15 Harleys, like single cylinder.
Wow.
Cool builder, man. But he-
Action 88 Jackson.
yeah, cool
That's it.
builder, man. He built some really cool stuff, and that bike
Wow.
was down there at Born Free. I think he won something down there actually this year.
Yeah, I
man.
would believe
They
it.
get some really cool chopper builds.
Yeah,
going
unfortunately,
through there.
I couldn't go, and
Didn't make it
Ah,
down this year.
didn't go.
Neither did I.
it was my niece's 1-year birthday, and I was like, all right, she only gets one of those. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go.
you know,
I'm
I
gonna
just
go.
I felt like I'm the part that I missed was just seeing people. The show itself is the show itself.
Yeah.
I'll see, they'll have new invited builders that they invite every year, but the show itself is kind of the show itself. They have the vendors and the things. It's like, I'll be there.
Show,
I'll
right?
be there next year, and I'll see
Yeah.
kind of the
Yeah.
same vendors in the same
It's all the
spot.
bikes and
It's
people.
more of just seeing the homies, and
That's what it's.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I missed about it.
Yeah.
So.
It's all about that
Yeah.
aspect.
Well, guys, we're creeping up. Actually, wow, that went by quick. On 2 hours
Oof.
goes by quick, man.
What's the normal podcast?
I've gone a little bit over 3, about 3.5, but we usually shoot around 2.
Mhm.
Yeah, 2's usually a pretty good time. If it's like a Friday night, or if it's because you guys got to drive back home, and if there's beers on the table and it kind of starts to go just longer, and just does its thing. But yeah, about
Yeah.
2 hours, man. Usually is where we
Yeah.
kind of sit at, man. This your brother has a podcast.
Our brother has a start. I don't think he started a podcast, but he has like a website called hotelbeats.com.
Hotel Beats.
Hotelbeats.com. And what he does is he does a lot of music producing and making beats for sale for like videos or commercials or anything like that. And he does a lot of collaborations with Mikey Rotten, which is a underground rap guy,
Okay.
and he's pretty popping, along with Xavier Wolf. He does a lot of stuff with him, and he does a pretty good job at it. I mean,
That's pretty
there's
dope.
something to find. Like I found my niche in life.
Yeah.
It's detailing. my brother found niche in music, and he's really talented at it, really good at it. His Instagram is Bad Idea.
I have to give it a follow.
EYEDEA idea.
Okay.
And it's all about some pretty cool stuff. And he drops a lot of music and stuff with a lot of different things. And
Experimental, very experimental.
yeah,
That's great.
I'll have to go. I am
did
going
some-
to go by the shop sooner than later
Cool.
and check out, his place, your place,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
where you guys operate, and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Man, it sounds like a cool hangout spot as well.
Yeah, it's like a second house. It's
Yeah,
like my
I'd imagine,
garage.
yeah.
It's like my garage.
That's what I would get the vibe of. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there a lot, and that makes sense. I try to have a balance with it, and I
Are you
kinda
far
suck
from
at
home?
it.
Is it far from home?
No, we just moved to Long Beach, so we're in Pedro. We're literally like a couple blocks from RSD, Rolling Sands. Designs.
Okay,
So
then
we're right there.
I know where you're at then.
Yeah, we're like 17 minutes.
Okay.
Not, and I leave pretty early in the morning anyway, so it's not a big deal, and it's not far. But
Yeah.
my brother, he's there. He's at the shop making music. Pretty much, I don't know. He doesn't really sleep much. He just that's his little thing. He
That's
just
what he does.
sleeps during the day and stuff, but he makes music at night. So he's working. He has so many songs and so many beats and music that he just puts together. He has writes his own music, does his own performance and stuff. He's got an event on Monday that I'm really excited for him about. He did some stuff with Tech Nine out in Nashville,
Dope.
and he opened for Tech Nine one time.
Maybe he
And,
could do like a little new intro for the podcast or something. That'd be
Yeah,
pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That'd be
I'm
pretty
sure-
dope. Like
I'm sure he
just
whips
like a
something.
little quick little like intro,
Yeah.
like a little beat or something. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, West Side's having like this Halloween thing coming up with Trigger, or not Trigger. What's his name? The guy. Anyway, he's a metalhead.
Okay.
He's in our group. He's got a bunch of tattoos and everything. He's got like a Valkyrie or something like that. Pretty solid dude from Ireland. And anyway, they're gonna do like this little Halloween thing. And
dope.
my brother was like, they talked over at Tacos and Harleys, and he's like, yeah, you come up, just do your thing, open up for us. And my brother was like, hell yeah, I'm down for that. I was like, well, look at you, that's awesome.
That's
So
dope.
he's always making music for like my reels and stuff like that we try to do, and
Dope.
he does a lot of editing and things like that. So he's a great tool to have around. I call him a tool, but partner. I don't see my guys as employees. They're
Yeah,
partners, man.
yeah.
They're just much as invested as I am. And just my name's on the billboard, and I get the phone calls.
I feel you. We'll give them all a shout out. Asian, the one that came down today to hang out with you.
Yeah.
Who else was Asian,
So
of course.
Asian is this guy, and then his real name is Eli.
Yeah,
So-
no, I was about to say I don't even know what your real name
No one
is.
knows anymore.
No
It's
one
it's
knows.
just people pick up names or they see me and they immediately go into
Yeah.
stereotypical things. I'm just like,
Asian.
we're good, we're cool, let's go.
If you're cool with it, I'm cool with it, man.
Yeah,
That's all
right.
that matters.
Yeah,
Instagram handler is the Mobbler, but that'll probably change tonight. And then
who knows?
my brother is Eric. He's a year older than me. He's an older brother, and he's really kind of been my mentor
Dope.
growing up. We did everything together. We skated. We got in trouble together. We ran away together. We jumped on a train from Lancaster, ended up in Arizona, and so that was fun. And,
There's another podcast in this somewhere. Like we got some.
oh yeah.
Well, we got a lot of stuff.
Well,
we could
my
just
brother's
hang out.
He's actually really been on me about having the shop as like a podcast thing. So I got a podcast couch now.
okay.
So we'll probably just have you come by and we'll knock
Dude,
it
I'd
out.
love to.
So
That's usually how podcasts start. You got to get your friends involved
Yeah.
first. You
Oh,
got to
yeah.
talk to your friends, get them on the podcast
he's
first.
so like idea talented like me. I'm not. I'm business money talented. Like I know I can hustle and do some stuff, but he's
Mhm.
like, oh, we can do this, we can do that, we can do that. And every day it's like
He cranks them
just,
out.
we need to just give you some sticky notes and just start
Yeah.
putting them on my desk or something.
Put them on a wall.
Yeah.
Just slap them on a wall.
Yep. And then now he's into some painting, some stuff like some free art stuff, like designing some jeans.
He's just a
and painting.
creative.
Yeah,
he's
just-
a creator.
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
big
for
time.
sure.
Big
That's
time.
what he is.
Really cool dude. It's a bad idea. And then my nephew Sam, he's just my nephew.
Family.
Extra pair of hands.
Family.
Yep.
Yep. Family always
Trying to
needs it.
save up some money that
Yeah.
doesn't want to sweat and doesn't want to be on a roof somewhere. So,
Been there, man.
Yeah,
Been there. Yeah.
been
If you
there.
got to make money, there's
these guys don't have it too good. I buy them lunch.
Dang.
They're working inside with a fan. They're not really outside in the heat all the time.
good deal.
We still do the mobile, but we don't do a lot of it. We try to push a lot of the customers towards the shop because that's what keeps the lights on. and it keeps me there to handle the business side and adjust with them. If they're mobile, if something happens, then I'm not there. It's just really difficult. So
I mean, it's your shop. It's where all your tools are. It's where it's where you can do the best
Yeah.
work.
that's what I tell them.
Most
Exactly.
controlled environment.
Yeah, you want me to do it right? Bring it to the shop.
Yeah.
And that's
That's
why
where
I
it's
got
at.
it. I
Fair
didn't,
enough.
I didn't get it just to
Mhm.
house some stuff. My garage would have done that, but
So on that note, let's give them the Instagram. Let's give them the address and the different ways that they can kind of get a hold of Anthony
Yeah,
Auto
so-
Spa.
yeah, AnthonyAutospa.com is the website. It has a bunch of information. I threw a lot of time, a lot of money into that website. So the Instagram is the same thing, Anthony Autospa, real simple. There's my phone number, 310-809-0336. Is the best way to get a hold of me, whether you're calling me or texting me or whatever. And then the Instagram is there. The website's at info@anthonyautospa.com. All pretty, very, very simple. And then plus it's going to be on your stuff too. So just follow Throttle and you'll find me.
Google Anthony Auto Spa.
That's
You'll
it.
find it.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah,
And you'll
Auto
find-
Spa. It'll pop up.
And you'll find 150 5-star reviews and you'll find that we've
Good
been,
deal, man. In our world now,
It means a lot.
exactly. It does mean a lot because
Yeah.
people go online. It's just at our fingertips, and
Yep.
it's the quickest way to find out about a business. And
we got
so,
a lot of
yeah.
big time clients that I've never thought in a million years, and I can't name them, but that I never thought in a million years that I'd be detailing for and doing ceramic coatings for, and guys that have over $300 million worth of cars, and it's like I'm just a 4-man crew, man. Well, who am I?
Good deal,
But
man.
it's that network, it's that Google, it's that Instagram, it's that Reel, it's the people like my followers and my friends and that share the heck out of it, and people that are in my corner, and because they know I'm in their corner, and their little stupid reels that they do or good reels that they do, their personalities that they are. I will definitely share that stuff and tag them and do anything I can. Like, whether it's detailing for their mom or taking care of their dad, like Tony's dad wants his bike details, dude, just bring them by, bro.
Let's
I got
go.
it. I got it.
There you go.
And just little things. So gift certificates, stuff like that for Christmas or birthdays or something. Everybody loves a clean car.
Yep.
There hasn't
Jackets.
been anything that I can't do as far as the car goes. Smoke smell, weed smell, skunk smell.
Seen it, done it.
Yeah, been there, detailed it. So-
Well, sounds like the place to go, man. It's
Yeah.
more than just a wash. It's a kind of an investment. It's
Yep.
a long-term thing. You're protecting. I think you said it best. Some of us, depending who you ask, they don't see it as assets, but in the long run, when it's
Yeah.
paid for and it's
Yep.
done and it's all that, there's money sitting there. And so when you take the precautions needed and you kind of take
Yeah.
the steps needed to protect your investment, this is one of the ways to be able to do that. When you go resell anything, the first thing people look at is the condition of something. And if it's got nice, new, shiny, good looking paint, then it's going to keep people interested and make them go, okay, this person took care of this thing, So
And the cool thing about it too is that I just don't stop there. If the customer gets in a fender bender with a car and they have to go to the body shop and get it repainted, I tell them, you get a fender bender and we ceramic coated your car, give it a couple weeks, call me and we'll come back in, we'll recoat it.
do it again. Yeah.
That's on me.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody doing that.
Yeah.
Pay me
Mhm.
$199, I'll do it. No, if I got the coating, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So
Keep people happy. That's
Exactly.
kind of the
Yeah.
name of the game,
Yeah.
So, well, Anthony, I wish you continued success, man.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah.
putting the work in. That's what it comes down to as well, and the work will speak for itself. Asian, keep grinding, man. Keep doing your thing
Always.
over here, man. We'll see you behind the bars of a bike soon. It sounds like.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Anthony, maybe we'll get another one in the stable again for you soon as well.
Yeah,
You
it's
know.
on the works. Owner's Pride's kind of targeting more towards motorcycles.
Okay.
So we're going to be getting one from Owner's Pride.
Yeah, well, sometimes you need a little shop vehicle. You need a little shop. I'm not telling you what you do with your money. Look at me
Chase
spending your money.
vehicle. I know, my wife's like, thanks.
Yeah, no shit. All right, man. Well, hey, appreciate you
Oh, yeah.
coming down, man. Asian,
Yes,
thank you
sir.
for coming down. You
Always.
guys get home safe.
Cool.
We will see you guys next week. All right, Thursday. You guys have a good night. Later. Good deal.